It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you back to the West Coast. Anaheim, the home of the Angels, who picked up a win in the ninth inning last night by a score of 3-2. The road has not been friendly to the Orioles this season, and last night it was a cut deep to the soul. Orioles got 2 runs in the ninth inning after they had only 1 hit to that point. They were able to get the ball game tied up, only to see it go away in the bottom half of the ninth. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us again. Talking about the Orioles on the road, take a look at the numbers. They are not pleasant to see as an Oriole fan. Average is 10th with runners in scoring position. The runs per game is 12th in the league. Their starter ERA is second highest at 6.12 in road games, and the bullpen not a whole lot better as they are 10th, thus a 3-11 record. That is the worst in the major leagues. The Orioles had trouble with road games last year, Jim Palmer. They hope to improve that, but not right now.
Well, I mean, I'm going to go back a long way. I mean, back in the day, so to speak, when played for Cal Ripken Sr. in A-ball, and he said, boys, it's really simple. Score more than you give up, and it only has to be one. They've scored 56 runs on the road. They've given up 85. It's just not going to work. Didn't work last year. They only won 29 games. Something's got to change. Starting pitching was good last night. Defense not so good because of the throw, the overthrow of Manny Machado. But they got to start scoring some runs. They're certainly much more capable of doing that. And again, we've been talking about this for a month now. This is a pretty good offensive ball club. They weren't a good offensive club in September when they scored a little under 3 runs a game on the road. They're at 4 runs a game at home. They're at 3. It's just not going to do it. You don't win enough games that make yourself happy, or obviously the fans that are watching the Orioles play.
When Buck Showalter today, and I was talking with him, what he's saying repeatedly now, not just us, but to the players, there's got to be an adjustment. This is not a fastball hitting league anymore, and if you don't adjust for all the off-speed stuff, you're not going to get hits.
Yeah, and what you have to determine, and Buck, what they call him, he was the slasher because he could hit. He was an outfielder, though, but didn't hit for enough power back then. But basically, hey, put the bat on the ball. Look for breaking balls. You have until you get to 2 strikes, Gary, you can look soft or hard, in or out, up or down, or whatever the case. They didn't make a good adjustment last night. Tropiano pitched very well through, I think, probably 60% breaking balls. Haney's going to pitch for him tonight, a lefty. He's going to pitch in and out. He's going to turn it over, make some adjustments, give up half the plate till you get to 2 strikes, but make an adjustment. And I think the biggest thing Buck said was determine the strike breaking ball from the ball. And last night, if you watch the game like we did here in Anaheim, they swung at a lot of pitches out, strike the zone. You help out the starting pitcher or even in the reliever in cases that's just not working.
All right, Dylan Mundy will try and cure things on the mound for the Orioles tonight, and we'll see if the bats can come alive. It'll be another cool evening here at the ballpark for Game 2, Orioles and Angels. Angels take the field for this one. It will be another cool evening. Game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. Temperature at 60 degrees and not much of a breeze at all. Humidity up. And again, the ball will be held down by that marine layer. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles tonight with a left-hander on the mound. A lot of changes from last night. Mancini, Gentry, and Machado. Jones, Valencia, and Trumbo. Davis, Joseph, and Valoma will make the start at second base. For Manny this year, a tremendous OPS, third best in the American League.
And Andrew Heaney, he's going to pitch. You can see sinker, curveball, changeup. You know, it mix ups the fastball, so he's what, a 55% heater. You know, mixing it up with a four-seamer, two-seamer. You know, he'll pitch inside to the righties. He'll move them off the plate and then try to finesse the outside corner. So again, you know, with Tropiano last night, he missed all of last year with Tommy John surgery. Andrew Heaney, he missed all of 2016. So he's back. You know, he had elbow problems, tendonitis in spring training, so it kind of set him back.
How about last night? Tropiano pitched a one-hitter through 6 1/3 innings, no runs. Today, he put him on the DL. He's gone on the DL because his shoulder's been bothering him all year. Mike Sosher said before the game, we knew his shoulder was bad, but his velocity was down 3 or 4 miles an hour. When I saw that after the game, I decided we really couldn't chance it anymore. It's tough when you go on the DL. You just threw 6 1/3 and a one-hitter.
Well, yeah, the new DL is 10 days, and we have seen that, you know, if you need a pitcher and you have some off days, whatever, there are a lot of reasons guys get DL. I hope that that's one of the reasons.
Yes.
Because he did really pitch well, and you know, he's pitched now what, 4 games. First one was good, then Houston Yankees not so good, or actually the Red Sox, and then against the Orioles he was good. But so he's gone for a while. But you know, he's in shape, so hopefully his shoulder will come back and he'll pitch well.
Here is Trey Mancini to lead it off. He'll take the first pitch inside for a ball. The Orioles come in 3-7 against left-handed starters so far on the season. Trey's got the 3-game hit streak. Start the ball game. Pitch on the way, and that will be taken for a strike. We'll see a lot of off-speed pitches to be thrown again in this ball game. Any against the Orioles does not have a record against them. Ground ball will go towards the middle. Clemens up with it, play over, and run it.
Yeah, take a look at their defense, and it's a good one. Only 10 errors on the year. Upton, Trout, Calhoun, pretty good outfield. Cozart gets to play. He took last night off. Simmons, of course, one of the great shortstops. Kinsler, Pujols playing because of Ohtani doing the DHing. And then Maldonado had a big night. Came in slumping, but got 3 hits last night. Gold Glove winner in 2017 behind the plate.
Good way to end an 0 for 34. Maldonado with a 3-hit ball game. Greg Gentry gets the start with the left-hander on the mound. Right-hander will take the pitch inside. For Heaney, the numbers are high. Opponents hitting .305 against him. Left-handers actually hitting better than right-handers. .364. And the right-handers .292. Both numbers really up in the air. Gentry draws the third baseman even with a bag. Puts that one up in the air to left field. Upton going back, way back near the warning track. He'll look up. It'll bounce. Not very much support behind him. Trout just getting over. Here's the throw to third. It's a roller, and he's in with a triple. So that one, I think Trout may have gotten fooled on it, thinking that Upton really had a chance on the ball. Yeah, and he didn't.
Yeah, and I think when he turned his back, then he realized. But Craig Gentry, this is the way you run the bases. Now he gets a hanging breaking ball and smacks it. They're not playing him that deep because they're playing percentage baseball. But right here, Trout's saying, well, the ball might go out of here, but it doesn't go out of here. And then the Karen. So right here, and he could run. That's a huge play with 1 out here in the first. Boy, where do you want to be? So here's the hanger.
Put it in overdrive, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, you take that same fly ball. You talk about the Marine Air. The air, it's been a damp couple of days here. Warm over the weekend, not the last 2 days.
So an RBI chance, and the pitch will be taken up and away. Manny Machado 2 for 4 in the ball game last night, upping his average to .366. Continuing to lead the league. Average 9 home runs among the top 5. Now a chance for another RBI. And Manny will take the pitch. That will be at the knees.
Well, there you go. Last season, 2 for 3, a couple of home runs. A little different ballpark. That Gentry's ball would have been a home run in Baltimore.
Runner off third base, and he will foul it straight back into the screen when he wanted. He just missed barreling up on that one. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Machado.
And the reason it's so important for Gentry with only one out to get to third, they're playing their infield back. They'll give him. If you can put one on the ground up the middle, fly ball of any depth with Gentry's speed, you got yourself a 1-0 lead.
Manny 5th in RBIs in the American League coming into the ball game. Obviously hitting against the left-hander, looking for the big numbers that he was able to put up last year. He's hitting .333 against lefties this year, and he's got 3 home runs off southpaws. He'll go after that one down the line. Another long run the other way for Upton. Gentry will tag. He will easily score. No play will be made on it. Machado gets the RBI, and the Orioles get on the board with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you got to like it right there. Another breaking ball, maybe a changeup, gets him out on his front foot. But once again, the fact that Gentry gets the third, gets the Orioles a run. Manny gets an RBI, no at bat. It's the way you play good offensive baseball.
So Manny now has 24 RBIs. And the Orioles get on the board. They didn't do that in last night's game until the 9th inning. So way ahead of the offensive cause here in the ball game tonight in game 2. Here is Adam Jones. Adam had a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night with an RBI that he picked up in that 9th inning, and the Orioles got 2 runs on 3 hits as Adam was able to pick up a single that brought Machado home to tie the game at 2-2 in the 9th inning. Left-hander's delivery to him. Adam taking all the way, and the pitch an off-speed delivery with a miss down low. For Adam so far this year, .300 average right on the mark against left-handers. He's not had a homer off a lefty. The 4 he's got off right-handers. That'll cut on the inside corner. No argument from Adam on that one. 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Well, you can see where Andrew Heaney, he stands way over in the first base side, and he's a little across his body. So looks like the arm's coming out of the middle of the other batter's box.
That one he got in on a little bit.
So there is some deception there.
Oh, the left-hander evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Heaney coming in here in this ballpark, pitching 4-4 lifetime here at Anaheim Stadium. ERA here is 4.6 in the games he has pitched here. Ready with a 2-2 with 2 down. Adam will take it the other way down the line and handled. Calhoun was over there towards the line anyway. Manny Machado, the RBI, brings home Gentry, and the Orioles are up. Will take that. Take a look at the lineup tonight. It'll be Kinsler, Trout, and Upton. Pujols, Ohtani, Simmons. Cozart did not play last night. Back in tonight. Calhoun and Maldonado. For Ohtani, American League Rookie of the Month for April. And why not the pitcher hitter?
And Dylan Bundy, going to be his 7th start. 6 really good, or actually 5 really good, and then the last one of those games where he actually got a little bit of rest because he had to leave the game early and got roughed up by Tampa Bay. Gave up 8 runs, several of them earned, a couple of home runs. One where he said he threw it exactly where he wanted to Wilson Ramos, and the other crony, he got behind him. He hit one about 440 to center field on a 2-0 pitch.
So Kenso will lead it off. Valencia's playing at third, and he's in on the cut of the grass, and the pitch will be taken for a strike at 90 miles an hour. The last outing for Dylan Bundy that Jim was talking about was the toughest of his career. So he really wants to right the ship on that one. Pitch will be put in the air to right field. Gentry is there, and he's got it for the.
Take a look at the Orioles defense here in Anaheim. Mancini, Jones, and Gentry. Valencia gets to play third. Machado, Yelma, Davis, and then Caleb Joseph, the lefty on the mound. He usually is behind the plate, and that's the case tonight.
Good news after the collision last night. Oriole backup catcher Chad Sisco on the bench, available. Officially a facial contusion. Said tonight he has soreness near the nose, but nothing worse. So the Orioles were able to keep him available despite being taken with that hard hit at third base on the pop-up. Alvarez coming in to catch it, caught him flush across the nose with it. But great to see him back on the bench.
It's kind of like going up Northern California and running into going to the Sequoia National Park and running into one of those redwoods.
Yep.
And you run
now
into
wait,
Pedro.
What was this about here? The home plate umpire just took the ball away from Dylan Bundy, Roberto Ortiz, home plate umpire, and threw it out of the game and threw a new one to Bundy. So Buck Showalter's out wanting to know what's up. Somebody claiming there's something on the ball, or
well,
what?
either that or maybe the ball was scuffed. The rules, it used to be, okay, did you doctor it? Now you're not even supposed to throw a scuffed ball.
Yeah.
And of course that ball, believe that was a ball anyway, but sometimes they could actually, if you throw a scuffed ball, it could become another ball.
I wonder if Trout asked for that. He didn't ask for that. Bundy didn't. Way back and goodbye home run, a no-doubter. Way up in the bleachers in left field, and this ball game is tied.
Well, I think he must have seen that Mookie Betts hit 3 home runs today for the second time this year to get to 11. And that's what he does right there. Home run number 11 ties it up.
Keep in mind, for later in the game, Trout may have asked for a new baseball to be put in play. If he did, Bundy will remember that, especially when it was followed by a home run. So that didn't take long, and they tie the ball game up at 1 apiece on the Trout homer. He had an 0 for 1 last night, was walked intentionally 3 times. So he is loving this moment.
Yeah, 3 intentional walks and then 1 unintentional.
So here is Upton, who got the game winner in the ball game last night. Upton had gone through the night with the walks intentionally given to Trout in front of him, had left 7 runners on base, had gone 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, and then ended up in the 9th inning picking up the game-winning hit in the bottom half of the 9th after the Orioles had come back to tie the ball game up.
Yeah, so they're very happy with 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position because of that hanging slider he got.
Pitch will be taken on the outside corner for a strike to the dismay of Upton.
Well, for Dylan Bundy, and you could see the home run, it was 90 in the middle of the plate. That's kind of how he got hurt against Tampa Bay, against arguably one of the best hitters in baseball, Trout. But he lives to be able to throw the slider right where the glove is now. Even though he doesn't throw it, he throws another fastball.
Trout now is 4 for 5 against Dylan Bundy and has 2 home runs against him. He may want to be intentionally walked the next time he comes
Well,
up.
you know what you do? You think about that, but the only way you can do that is if you get the guy out in front of him and then the guy behind him.
And a ground ball towards the middle. This is into the shift. Tough play for the second baseman. Play is made. Yelma that time on a nice play. Easier for the shortstop, but he was closer to it.
Well, he can play shortstop, and this is what he does here, even though tonight he's in the second base position. So you're right. I mean, you got a range to your right, throw against your body, accurate throw.
probably talking about that situation with Manny smilingly saying, "Hey, you took my ball." And he's saying, "Yeah, but I got the out." Shift will stay on. Albert Pujols still 4 away from the 3,000 hit mark. He was fouled off. He had the 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. 239 with the 5 home runs. He has gone 1 for 4 in the games he has appeared in against Dylan Bundy. Oriole right-hander. 2 down now, and the 0-1 delivery. And a breaking ball that we called strike. That one looked pretty well up.
Roberto Ortiz, we did not see one pitch with Mike DeMuro behind the plate of the high variety called last night.
Well, if that holds true, we'll have high strikes. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Pujols turns the right way and just pulls the hands in and lets the bat go.
Yeah, let's take a look right here. Ideally, you'd like to get, I mean, he's lucky because he couldn't get the shoulder turn. But that ball is right underneath the hands.
Up in the air to left field, Albert Pujols may be closer at the wall, and goodbye, home run. 2,997. And a dinger to boot. And a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, the last thing, and Dylan Bundy ends up doing it, is if when you buzz a guy underneath the hands or the chin, is to hang a slider. The slider has really been his go-to pitch. Got him in trouble there. Pujols with home run number 620. See right there, 102 miles per hour. So again, he's trying to get it down in a way it stays in the middle of the plate, or at least outside middle, and then you don't hit 620 home runs if you're not super strong.
Well, they change the number as he approaches 3,000. Pitch will be taken inside. So Albert Pujols with a long ball, first home run off Bundy. And a swing and a miss. Bundy has now surrendered 5 home runs on the season, and with the 2 runs here in the first inning, he has now given up 5 home runs in the first, which is the most of any inning for Dylan. Ohtani will foul that one back. Ohtani DHing again tonight. Still with that left ankle, a little sore, but able to DH. He had a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. So the big boys, Trout and Pujols, deliver the long balls here in the first inning. 0-2 delivery. Ohtani puts that one in the air to center field. That is deep. Adam Jones has room and will make the catch on the warning track. Home runs, Trout and Pujols. The Orioles' 1-0 lead disappears. 2-1. The countdown to the 44 days where the Orioles have to keep him. What will they do after? Steve Molesky taking a look after the collision last night. Cisco is ready to play. Brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. So Trout with the long ball, and the
He
next
hit that
one
ball
by
over the
Pujols.
exit. He hit that ball over the exit.
Yes. We were looking for a determination on the length of that. We weren't sure, and the first number given was actually right.
Mucho hang time.
Yes. That was up there. So the Orioles will have to battle back here. Heaney giving a run to work with. Valencia getting the start at third base. Brought in to the Orioles, brought back to the Orioles for this very situation. To go up against the left-handers, where he carries that .340 batting average. And he will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. So far this season, Valencia's gone 6 for 24, .250 average against the left-handers. He's had 2 of his 3 home runs against the southpaws. And his delivery to him foul-tipped. You already see the batters expanding the strike zone a little bit here, because Roberto Ortiz, a home plate umpire, generally pitchers love throwing when he's behind the plate.
Yeah, we've already seen that.
1-2 delivery on the way, and we'll come inside.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting when you look at young umpire Maldonado, who won the Gold Glove last year, moved in, and he moved right in with him. I mean, he kind of got right in, as you talk about all the time, inside that left shoulder slot. He's now away, and he's kind of more in the middle of the plate.
Which will be taken up high.
Of course, he's going, well, you know what? This is my 4th start. You're averaging 1.88 runs a game. I like this offense.
Yes.
I give up 1, you give me 2.
Valencia with that 3-game hit streak. 3-ball, 2-strike count on him. And he will chase one that was up at 92.
Yeah, he can add and subtract, and I don't know, again, because he's only 26 and coming off the Tommy John. But, you know, we saw some change-ups, and then this ball's right on the corner. And because the pitch, as you mentioned, was called earlier, you're not taking that pitch. So maybe you chased. There's that little plate expansion.
That will certainly help. See, he leads American League starters strikeout department. The trouble is he hasn't been able to go very far in a ball game. His problem is running out of gas early. Starts he's made. They've had to go to the bullpen, and welcome back with a base hit, Mark Trumbo. His major league debut for the season was last night, coming off the DL. He did not pick up a hit 0 for 4, but he gets one here with 1 away.
Yeah, you don't want to live here. I mean, right down the middle and just smacked into left. Kind of the result. I don't know if you're 26 or 36. If you throw it down the middle to Trumbo, he's going to have a pretty good cut.
Chris Davis moved down in the lineup with a left-hander. 165 average for Chris. Only 1 for 19 against left-handers. That was a home run. Goes after a pitch that was down for the strike. There is a partial shift with the runner on at first base. They leave Simmons on the shortstop side just barely. And Kinsler plays at the double play depth. Left-handers 0-1. Thought about it, bounces away, bounces again, but he decided to stay. So once Trumbo did that, no chance to advance. Maldonado playing a little bouncy ball with that one. Heaney against the Orioles. You said he has no record. He has pitched against them. 2 career starts. 7.59 ERA. Made one last year at Camden Yards in August. Allowed 5 earned runs, including 4 home runs against the Orioles. Davis really fooled at 78 on that one.
Yeah, just taking a little bit off. He bounced the slider, so he just kind of throttles back. And then, of course, hits the outside corner.
He gave up home runs in that ball game. Machado had 2. Trumbo had 1, and Joseph had 1 against Heaney in the ball game last year in Baltimore. 1-2 delivery. Davis with a pitch down low. Orioles continue to battle with the strikeouts. Their hope for improvement to improve their on base percentage has not yet come to fruition as the Orioles offense has struggled. Part of the reason has been they've just not been able to put enough balls in play.
Yeah, 15th in average, 15th in runs, 15th in on-base percentage.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Davis reaching.
And if it wasn't for Texas, they're 13th in strikeouts. They'd be closer to the bottom.
Texas has led the league most of the month.
You can see Chris Davis's numbers right there. That 1 for 19. Well, if you're going to play him, if you're Buck Showalter, you just hope he has some kind of competitive at bats.
He only hit .208 against left-handers last year. Davis will take that one the other way, and that's where he wants to go. It's a base hit. Going to go to third. Trumbo ball was bobbled. Davis starts for second and heads back as Trout will get it in. So the Orioles cover the corners here in the second inning with only 1 away.
Well, there's almost an Eric Hosmer who's now playing with San Diego. This is what he used to do when he's with the Royals. I mean, he just reached out and poked it. And it's good base running because Trumbo gets a good read. Now, he's going third regardless of whether Trout picks this ball up or not. Certainly makes it a lot easier when he fumbles it. But he didn't hesitate. I don't think they're going to give him an error on that. I don't think there was any hesitation whatsoever.
Trumbo was off and going when he got the second. He kept right on going.
And it's one of those perfect scenarios if you're not a speedster that plays right in front of you. You see it kind of developing. So now a chance to tie or take the lead with Joseph coming to the plate.
Caleb Joseph 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position so far. Orioles had a 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. Orioles left only 4 on base. Angels stranded 11 in the ball game last night. First and third, 1 out, infield double play depth. Left-hander's delivery. Caleb will take the pitch inside.
Donato's having a little trouble tonight boxing some balls.
Trumbo off third, Davis off first. 1-1. Haney's delivery. Caleb bloops it. Pujols catches it. And there are 2 down. So 2 away. Runners remain at first and third. You see stranded on the pond. The most games with 1 hit or less with runners in scoring position. Orioles have had 20 of those where they have had 1 hit or less.
And then 9 out of the last 10 games. And right there, you didn't need to get one of those hits. But Heaney made a great pitch. Right in on the fist. And that's his MO. Change ups away, fastballs away every once in a while to keep you honest. Now you need the dreaded 2-out RBI. Not easy to get.
Villalma batting in the 9 spot, playing at second base. Again inserted. The left-hander on the mound will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Pitch away is going to be a strike all night, and hitters are going to have to adjust to it. Villalma has only had 1 chance with a runner in scoring position and is 0 for 1. Infield now can back up to play the ground ball. 0-1 delivery to him. Swung it 1 down and away. Trumbo with the single. Davis the single. And Villalma trying to bring somebody home.
Yeah, this is where you really miss Jonathan Scope. The length and the depth of your lineup. A guy that hit 32 home runs because of the oblique, even though getting good news every day.
Orioles hitting only .157 in these situations. Runner in scoring position, 2 away. 0-2 delivery on the way. Villalma down to third base. Go to second, and we'll get the force out. Cozart gets it to Kinsler, and the Orioles will leave a couple on as they can't convert the 2 singles into a run. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs and win up to $50,000. Or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. James Johnson. Please don't punch me. Good luck, James. One of the great heavyweights way back when. So Dylan Bundy, who gave up 2 home runs in that last outing, has already given up 2 in the first inning of this ball game. Simmons on a breaking ball and a real good one. Good night last night with a 1 for 4. Scored a run in the ball game. He is 2 for 3. Lifetime off Dylan Bundy. That ball will be a base hit the other way. Inside out swing. Gentry will get it back in. Leadoff single.
Well, you got to know where the bat head is to be a good hitter, and Simmons is red hot. Right there. I mean, he just stays inside it. You know, you drop off a curveball. It's not a horrible pitch, but the result is, you know, not good because of the approach.
6-game hit streak for him, or 7, sorry. So he's really putting it together. And the leadoff man on. This has been a bit of a problem for Dylan, who's retired only 62% of leadoff batters. Wants to be up around 70.
See, I mean, even there, Cozart taking a shot to right field. I mean, there's a huge hole over there. They have to shift on. You're tired of hitting 175? Hit some balls to right field, or Cozart's not that low. I think he comes in at 229.
Struggling at the plate a little bit. Oh, almost got away. Davis almost having to step on the back of Simmons that time.
Yeah, he's a threat to run. 19 stolen bases last year.
Runner not going. Pitch on the way. Fastball. And that'll be taken inside. Our bonus coverage. We welcome those of you who are watching the Nationals 9-3 win over the Pirates. And who got the leadoff home run? Bryce did. Leadoff home run, first of his career in that ball game. Here's the game summary here. Gentry got the triple. Orioles got a 1-0 lead. That didn't last. Bottom half of the first inning, Dylan Bundy ran into problems as Gentry had scored off that triple on a sac fly by Machado. But Trout and Pujols would deliver home runs in that inning. And a 2-1 lead. Bundy working here. Runner at first. Cozart. Runner goes down to third. That will be foul. A little hit and run on there, and that will bring Simmons back over to first base.
Yeah, you look at the count, 2-1, now 2-2. Perfect. You know, you got a control guy, doesn't walk a whole lot of people. If you're Mike Soja, speed at first. You have a guy that, you know, you can make him a better hitter because somebody's going to have to cover. You know, one of your middle infielders eventually will wait as long as you can. Is going to have to cover second base when the runner's in motion.
See if he goes again. Oh, what a jump. And fouled off again. If that ball had been not fouled off, he had a stolen base by
these are the times when Booth Powell used to say, hey, Jimmy, got to pay attention. Make him stop. And he didn't.
Took off on first motion. And
of course, a lot of times you can't see that. Yeah, you know, you look over your shoulder, you don't get a clear view, but your first baseman can help you out.
So he's run twice in a row. Cozart's fouled off both pitches. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Bundy will make a throw over. Actually, that's a situation where you probably don't want to throw over because Simmons is out of breath, so go ahead and throw to the batter and let him run. If that's what he's going to do. They're backing Valencia up at third base a little more in this one. 2-2.
Well, this is what speed does. We mentioned it, 19 steals. Of course, in this day and age, that's pretty good ability to run. Not that many guys run that much with a home run ball.
Bundy, let's see if he comes to the. Oh my gosh. No chance whatsoever. As again, after all of that, Simmons still got an enormous jump.
Well, that's 5 out of 6 now. So again, your advanced scouts tell you, they give you little inklings, little maybe road maps of what you can do. And I mean, he hadn't even delivered the ball and he's already taken off. Didn't make him stop.
3 for 3 stolen bases, gets into scoring position. And that one will be fouled off. So Cozart having a good at bat. 4-game hit streak for Zach Cozart. Even though overall he had been a bit cool at the plate. Got a day off yesterday. Like Sosha said, it was a planned day off in any event, as seemingly all managers are doing in this day and age. Everybody gets a rest. Delivery by Bundy and another chopper foul. One over in the end of the Angels dugout.
They're coming off a career year, and then as a free agent came over from the Cincinnati Reds. 24 home runs. That's a career high. 297 career high.
It's going to be the 9th pitch of this at bat. He'd had a 1 for 27 skid, and then 5 hits in his last 15. Way out in front of that will be a foul ball. He's making Dylan Bundy work.
And just how did this all start? It was a routine inside-out swing to get speed on first. Just last week, Simmons hit 2 home runs in a game in Houston, so he can hit home runs, but sometimes you just have to have quality, tough at bats.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Simmons off second. They're holding him there at second. And a foul ball that goes off Caleb Joseph. Beware. One of the things tonight the Orioles do not want to have happen is to have, for any reason, Caleb Joseph not be able to stay in a game.
That's right in the middle of the basket.
Chance Sisco may be available, but the hope is they don't have to play him, because this is what happened last night. Pedro Alvarez will make the catch, but in doing so, right into the nose of Sisco, who said today he does not believe that he was unconscious for any moment. We thought, looking at it, that he had about a 2 count before he actually came back. He said no. I was just laying there with my eyes closed, trying to figure out where I was.
Well, West Coast time, you know.
Well,
3 hours. It's probably used to going to sleep.
3-2 breaking ball, chases on it and gets it.
And I certainly don't say that jokingly, because he could have been seriously hurt. Great pitch by Bundy right here. You know, slider hit for a home run, so let's go to the hook. He's got a good one. It's Cozart on about the 11th pitch. But when you do come to the West Coast, I mean, the time clock is off. It's different.
You eat after the game. Same time clock.
Boy, your time clock. Your time clock never changes.
Here's Calhoun, 1 for 4 last night. Runner at second, shift on, and he gives it the big uppercut.
What was that movie, L.A. Story or whatever, with Steve Martin? And they were all like 12 of them at a restaurant in Brentwood, and all have the double espresso with a thing of lime. That's you. That's triple me. Espresso at
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Just getting started. You gotta have something to keep it going.
It's amazing.
0-1 delivery on the way. Calhoun will foul that one back. Couple of big cuts. Dylan Bundy is 0 for 3 against Dylan. As we said, the left-handers have hit 360 off Dylan coming into this ball game. They have not had a home run, though. All 5 home runs now that have been surrendered and whacked at by the right-handers. 0-2. Shift on with Machado right behind the base runner. Breaking ball, stays off it at 80 miles an hour. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Calhoun, Maldonado waiting on deck.
Look how hot. And of course, the Angels got off to a great start. 4 for his last 47. But with runners in scoring position, a whole different number, 280.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and a big swing over the top. Strikeout number 2.
Well, there's the equalizer. We saw a curveball to Cozart. He couldn't get it. Then the slider. Usually a pitch of choice to righties. Bottom just drops out. Could be perfectly thrown. You think it's going to stay up? I was talking about the back door, the back foot slider from lefty to righty. That was the right-handed version of it.
So 2 down, and here is Maldonado, who did have the big night last night. the 3 for 4. He'll take the pitch away for a ball. Maldonado came into the ball game last night 0 for 34, and then for the 3rd time this year had a 3-hit ball game.
Another guy, we could get people on base. It's totally different numbers. 353 with runners in scoring position.
6 for 17.
Well, everybody kind of talking. He got, he got to play more than any. Won the Gold Glove. Hit 14 home runs, career high. Well, maybe a different approach.
Runner stays. No advance. Ball didn't get away that far. Simmons stays at second base, but always in danger with that speed to take off.
Yeah, I think he stepped on the ball and then goes down. Just in case.
So the count goes to 2-0. Simmons keeping an eye. The second baseman was holding him close. Vielma moving in on him. Bundy, 2-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to miss. And you've got Kinsler waiting on deck.
Yeah, Kinsler 0 for 7. He was 0 for 5 last night. We almost thought it was a mistake, but yeah, he's only been up 7 times the runners in scoring position. And this guy's hitting 353, and you never can assume that he's not swinging here.
No. Absolutely not, especially with the night last night. Mike Scioscia knows he's feeling pretty good about hitting right now. 3-0 delivery on the way. It is a fastball he did take at the knees, and it is a strike. Dylan Bundy with just a 1-3 record and a 2.97 ERA. The two of those do not go together. He has just had a very tough time with balls put in play. High average. And a swing and a miss. That one looked like it might have been hittable. 3-2.
Yeah, really throws this ball downhill. Good finish inside third of the plate. Yeah, coming into last game before he gave up the 7 earned runs out of the 8 runs, his ERA was 1.42. That's how well he had been pitching. But run support been a problem, as it has been for most of the Oriole pitching.
3 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. Runner at second base, shattered the bat, up in the air, shallow right, high enough for Gentry to get under it. So after the leadoff single, Bundy's able to put it away. It remains 2-1 Angels. On our East Winds page, the Tigers beat the Rays 3-2, 12 innings. It was Hicks who got the walk-off bunt single. Ramos Tampa Bay had a 3 for 5. Tigers came back to win it, though. The Red Sox beat the Royals 5-4. Big day. Mookie Betts, 3 home runs. First in Major League Baseball until Trout tied him tonight with his 11th home run. And first to achieve the feat before his 26th birthday to get to that many. Yankees defeated the Astros 4-0. Stanton 3 for 4, a couple of home runs, 4 RBIs. Severino went 9 innings, giving up just 5 hits, struck out 10 in that ball game against the Astros. Our East Winds page. So both the Yankees and Red Sox putting away the wins today. Red Sox have won 22. The Yankees now have won 20. Yankees remain 2 behind Boston. Left-hander back to work. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Trey Mancini grounded out his first time up. Top of the order for the Orioles. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, 90 because of the deception. Maldonado has almost flinching.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that's the pitch you got to go after because it is being called a strike. That one may be a little further out. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Danny's credit, he's going to use it if it's there. And Trey will take it. Took a chance on it, and the pitch, in fact, was outside.
Yeah, I always thought, 1-run lead, 2-2. This is the pitch, the important pitch for, and they're going to come in on.
Mancini will foul it back.
Didn't really get it there, but don't want to be going 3-2 because getting back for the second time into the heart of the lineup. They've already seen the movement, seen the pitch selection.
Trey's got the best average against lefties among the regulars. Look at it. That's why we have a screen. As he is hitting .344 against left-handers this year. That's the biggest number. He and Manny Machado. Machado at .333 coming in off the southpaws. There is Manny leading the world in average. Trey will chop it down to third. It's going to be a tough play. Caught side bare hands. Throw. Scoop. Got him. Oh. Outstanding play at the corners. Gutzard had to get it over there in a hurry, and Pujols helped.
Well, they move him from shortstop to third, and that ball actually takes a left turn. And then Pujols, who only played 34 games at first the last 2 years, but watch this ball go right, and he still catches it and still makes an accurate throw. And then, of course, he gets bailed out with a guy with 620 home runs who earlier in his career was a Gold Glove winner.
Got him by a half step. Pujols can still play first base.
Well, lost weight. I think I was talking to him today about 10 or 15 pounds.
Check swing's going to go to second. Kenso will make the easy play, and Gentry, who tripled his first time up, is the second quick out here in the inning. Well, this season at Oriole Park, the kids cheer free. You can bring young Oriole fans ages 9 and under to Camden Yards free of charge. Every adult buying a regularly priced individual game ticket upper deck invited to bring up to 2 children free. For details, go to Orioles.com/kids free. Great promotion, and folks have already taken advantage of it at the ballpark. So 2 down, nobody on. Manny Machado. Manny an RBI, sac fly. First time up. We said Manny against the left-handers coming in and still has the .333 average. 3 of his 9 home runs off southpaws this year.
Well, take a look at the difference, what kind of start he's having in a free agent year. 107 points better. Of course, that's the best. The ones we highlight are they're leading the American League in difference, against right-handers, 121 points higher, but all across the board. Slugging percentage vastly up. Again, he hit more hard balls at people last year. That batting average BABIP. Last year, hitting tough luck. This year, he's hitting it hard enough where they can catch him.
Hitting it where they ain't.
Amazing start.
He and Altuve and Lowry battling for the most hits. Altuve started the day at 42, Manny at 41. 2-1 pitch on the way. Towering pop up, shallow left field. Upton. Rainmaker, he puts it away. Quick inning, and he retires the side in order. Top of the order coming up for the Angels. $9. All fans will get the Kevin Gossman t-shirt featuring his new number 34. Get your tickets at Orioles.com. Great to have you with us. Late night games. There's Kevin here on the West Coast, where the Orioles play 3 here and 3 played at Oakland. Orioles down 2-1, and Bundy go to work here against an Oriole killer. Gensler carries the .347 average lifetime against the Orioles. 13 home runs, 52 RBIs. It is the second highest average against any opponent. He's hit .349 against Texas. 0-1 delivery. Bundy with the breaking ball down at 81.
Came into this season with 234. They always talk about fly ball hitters and launch angles. This is the guy. 34% of the balls he's put in play in his career on the ground. Everything else he lifts. And that's why he's been 30-30 guy. Hits a lot of doubles.
That ball he got on top of goes to short. Manny short hops it and gets him. So here comes Trout. He got home run number 11 in the first. Now watch the umpire. Says you put your hand to your mouth, give me the baseball, throw it out, I'm going to give you a new one. So that's why, and it was the umpire who did it. And what did he do with the new baseball?
Well, of course, Trout had nothing to do with it. The umpire saw it. Yeah.
Trout did not ask. The umpire saw it and asked him. He will take the pitch outside. So Trout now, as we said, 4 for 5, 2 home runs. Lifetime off Dylan Bundy. Tied now with Mookie Betts for the lead in the American League in homers with 11. Another breaking ball. Again, not going after it.
Well, you know, he's got a similar but a right-handed swing, obviously, with Chris Davis, but watch the way his hands stay high. They don't drop. I mean, they'll drop to get to the baseball, but they start high, they stay high.
Strike on the inside going. 3 intentional walks last night. First time in a game that's happened to Trout in his career. He does, however, lead the American League in intentional passes since 2015. He has had 45 intentional walks since 15. And there are more to come.
Yeah, we were talking about how Bull has 43 in 1 year playing for the Cardinals. 34 another.
2 ball, 2 strike count to him. And that's a good pitch. Tied him up. He froze on it, and an 80-mile-an-hour delivery.
Well, the one thing about Dylan Bundy, you know, he threw a hanging slider to Polos. He hit the home run, a solo, and again, it's been so good this year. He's not going to put it in his back pocket. And there's another one, just kind of tumbles down and fools Mike Trout. Not easy to do.
So 2 down, nobody on. Dylan Bundy looking for a quick inning.
Those are some nice lifetime numbers. 5-1, low ERA against the American League West.
Shift on, breaking ball. Upton just cranking on that one. Pulled that front shoulder way up. 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Picking up the game winner last night. 1 for 5 overall in the ball game. And a high fastball at 92. Bundy pitch count climbing a little bit here because of some couple of long at bats. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's a fastball up high.
A little bit under his norm. You know, he came in at 15.8. That's how efficient he's been.
Upton with a 2 ball 1 strike count. Swing and a miss. That's that breaking ball he's gone after twice in this at bat. 2-2.
Well, when he got the game winning hit last night, it was 0-2, and that's the kind of breaking ball that Brad Brock threw him to get the 2 strikes. He just could not duplicate the pitch, hung it, and that's how he got the base hit down the left field line for the game winner.
2-2. He's protecting on that one. The 11th walk-off hit in Upton's career. Angels' second walk-off of the year. The Orioles also a second walk-off loss because of Upton in the ball game last night. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Angels got out of a 4-game losing streak. The Orioles on the road. The struggles continue at 3-11 now. 2-2 delivery, and he gets him heat up at 91. So 4 strikeouts, including 2 here in the third. We've completed 3. The Angels on top, 2-1. RAV4 Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. 3 complete here. 2-3-0 for the Angels. 1-3-0 for the Orioles. People with those kind of shirts will lead the Orioles to victory. There's no question about that. All the Orioles have to do is get some hits. That would help. Here's Adam Jones.
It's a good place to start.
Yes. Adam flied out his first time up. Chris Tillman scheduled to make the start in the ball game for the Orioles tomorrow to wrap up the 3-game set. Left-hander's delivery to him down to third. Worm eater. Those aren't able to block it and then make the play. 1 down.
Well, Andrew Haney, take a look at some of the numbers, and of course you can see right here early on pretty good. You talked about the pitch count. He's almost at 18 per inning, which is too high. We'd like to be around 15, 16, and then all of a sudden, second time through the numbers, they go up dramatically. We'll see if that'll work against the Orioles.
And he going after his first one of the year. Only 14 innings worked in the first 3 starts. And the pitch will be inside.
Well, he got called up in 2015 and he won his first 5 major league starts. So it was 5-0, and then the ensuing elbow ligament problems at Tommy John, and working his way back, and then missed a couple of weeks in spring training because of tendonitis this year. That settled back.
Valencia will take the pitch away. Oh, Danny able to get the 2-0 count. Valencia's strikeout victim his first time up. And he has had no walks and 1 strikeout, while Dylan Bundy has walked none and struck out 4. Pitch again is going to be away. Valencia just refusing to chase. All pitchers know left-handers. When Valencia's in the lineup, he's one of the guys who gets a mark beside his name because of that .314 career batting average against left-handers. Guy you don't want to let beat you. And that one will come in for a strike. He was taking all the way at 88 miles an hour. Just push that one into the strike zone. Three ball, 1 strike count. Defense straight up. And he will take the pitch away, and he'll take the walk. And the first one surrendered. The Orioles get it with 1 away. The Orioles host the Tampa Bay Rays May 11th through the 13th, Oriole Park. And don't forget, on Saturday, May 12th, there's going to be an old-fashioned single admission doubleheader. It'll start at 3:05. Second game will start about 25 minutes after. First 25,000 fans, 15 and over, get the Orioles car emblem presented by Easy Pass Maryland. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com. That's the doubleheader on May 12th. One down, runner on at first base, and the pitch taken away for a ball. Jamie Berea, young pitcher, is scheduled to make the start for the Angels against Tillman tomorrow. That was just announced today by Mike Scioscia. Scioscia had hung on, waiting to see how the bullpen had been used in the first game. That pitch is going to be taken away. He's trying to work that outside corner, take advantage of a fairly wide strike zone for a pitcher, but
I think early on he probably got a few more strikes. And
he's way outside. Yeah.
Again, our center field camera angle, sometimes we're a little bit off, so you got to go with our pitch cast.
All right, Trumbo at the plate, delivered a base hit first time up, first hit of the year for him. Mark takes a strike. Trumbo getting a shot against the left-hander. Mark last year hit .272 off lefties and .221 off righties. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Infield with 1 out. They're deep, but a double play depth here. This is what an infield looks like when you've got a runner who's not particularly fast at the plate. You can back up a little bit from what would be a normal double play depth. Give yourself a little more room. No offense, Mark.
No, just truth. Not known for his. Not that he. I mean,
he runs okay.
Yeah, he does.
He's not slow. That ball in the air with a broken bat to center. Trout coming hard. We'll get there in plenty of time. And there are 2 down. Well, show off those photographic skills you have. You can tag us in all your O's posts on Instagram. Follow at Masson Orioles on Instagram and hashtag your photos with I Back the Birds. That's at Masson Orioles on Instagram.
How's your account coming?
What?
How's your Instagram account?
It's great. Absolutely great. Hashtag 0. And that's exactly what's on it. A swing and a miss. Davis with 2 down and a runner on at first base. My only Instagram has a stamp in the upper right hand corner. That's as far as I've advanced. Oh, 1 pitch on the way outside. Nice stop made. Maldonado pulls the runner at first base. Haney saved from a wild pitch on that one.
On a 2-1 ball game, huge. That's why he won the Gold Glove. And he's got a rocket arm. Really throw. I don't think Valencia is going anywhere.
He's thrown only 1 wild pitch. Previous innings worked. Maldonado's going to use one of his visits here. Not happy with what was going on with the signs and what they want to throw here. They couldn't get together, so he'll go out and have a talk. To my knowledge, the visit to the mound rule has not come into play in any game this year in terms of mattering.
No. But I think they've also gone down a little bit because people are cognizant of the fact that you can only get 6. But that's also pitching coaches and
players, position players.
Player position.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Went for the outside corner and got it.
And then also Max Stassi's been doing a lot of catching down in Houston, so Brian McCann. Otherwise,
and the Red Sox have been scoring so many runs, the catcher doesn't need to go up and talk to the pitcher. They've got a 10-2 lead. So just forget about it. 1-2. Valencia off first base. Davis will take a pitch down low. And Chris at 2-2.
Yeah, nice little take there. 2-strike base hit the first time, literally threw the bat at the ball, off the plate outside.
Outfield defense mostly straight up. Trout's moved a couple of steps over towards left field. after that base hit went that way. Haney with the delivery, and that ball will go that way too. Headed to the seats. Upton. Long run. Ends up as a souvenir. So back will go Valencia. Drew the first walk of the ball game. Still over there at first base. Orioles had only one hit through the first 8 innings last night. Came in the first inning. Then they got 2 runs, 3 hits in the 9th. And the heartbreaker, the Angels coming back in the bottom half of the 9th to win. Each team with 3 hits in the ball game tonight. 2-2. Takes in a full count. So Pujols will back up behind the runner at first base, letting his pitcher know. Valencia will be off and going on the 3-2. Joseph waiting on deck. Haney ready. The delivery, Davis down to third. Play will be at first. Cozart gets it there for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 2-1 Angels. The National League in runs, hits, batting average, on base percentage, and slugging, and they now lead the Mets by a half a game in the East. DeGrom took himself out of the game, by the way, starting for the Mets. He got an injury. It's going to put him on the DL. Arizona's 11-3 at home. 2.5 ERA at home, the best in the National League. And 7 National League teams have more wins on the road than at home. Senior circuit look. There's Albert, takes the breaking ball down. Home run, number 6 on the year in the first inning. So Pujols 3 away from the magic 3,000 hit mark. Bundy's delivery is put in the air to right field near the warning track. It will be caught by Gentry.
Yeah, hit it to the wrong guy. Really go get him in the outfield. I mean, 2 quality at bats for Albert Pujols tonight. Home run and now a rocket to right center.
And a good job at first base, both last night and tonight already. That'll bring Ohtani up. Rookie of the month with that big 327 average. 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. Great start for the rookie. And the pitch will be taken away. It's pretty select company right
it
here.
is. And, you know, Babe and George Sisler, of course, Coach Ichiro brought his hitting record. And Walter Johnson. I don't know too much about Clarence Mitchell. I know that's probably.
One thing, he had a good month.
Yes, he did. Well, hopefully for Clarence's sake, he had more than one good month. But
Ohtani will take the pitch inside. Dylan Bundy with no walks, 4 strikeouts. Angels, couple of runs, 3 hits off him, both home runs. Breaking ball, boy, did that jelly legged him, but he missed.
Yeah, that was a strike in the first inning, the Pujols. And it's definitely high, but it's been called on occasion. And this guy has incredible power.
Shift on against him in the infield. Ohtani hits into that shift. Davis off his glove, and that's not going to be an out. He throws to Bundy trying to cover, but Ohtani's got tremendous speed, and once it was bobbled, he's on.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like a jet. You can throw 97 to 101, and again, if you don't catch it cleanly, and that's a ball that should have been caught. Hit fairly hard, but the minute you don't, with his speed, it's a base hit. Surprised we haven't seen some Mickey Mantle times. Mantle on drag bunts could get from home to first with 3.3 seconds.
Error charged on Chris Davis. Orioles 10th in errors in Major League Baseball, 10th high. So Simmons a base hit, stolen base. First time up, goes after that breaking ball down and away. Watch him covering first base. As they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yep.
Oh, 1 count, 1 away.
You know, it's kind of funny with all the adulation to Ohtani, and of course he hurt his ankle, and then right there looked like he might have just caught the hamstring or something.
Yeah, he grabbed. It's the left ankle. That ball's going to go to left field. Will it stay up? Diving, can't get it. It'll go behind him. Ohtani's going to have that ankle tested right here. He's being waved home by Evil. Here's the throw. It'll come to the plate, not in time. Runner's going to go to third. Throw down to third, not in time. Double RBI for Simmons. And a 3-1 Angels lead.
Well, boy, you know, it's funny in basketball, sometimes the extra pass that leads to an open man. But again, right here, it looked like maybe a hanging slider, and then Mancini can't get it, so there's your run. And Ohtani, I mean, he's going pretty slowly, and here's your throw, and it's a short hop. Caleb Joseph thinks he should have blocked it. It wasn't an easy play. But right here, you think you might have a chance, miss it by, what, about 6 inches? And the minute you happen, it's at least a double. And another run.
And here in the 4th inning, with the Orioles not scoring, the infield is in. Cozart at the plate. It'll be a double for Simmons, 2 for 2 in the game. He gets an RBI, and the Orioles commit their 2nd error of the inning and the ball game. And that'll go against Manny Machado on the throw to the plate, allowing the runner to advance to third. Cozart, a strikeout victim, his first time up. He'll foul that one away. He just wants to put a ball in play in the air if he can to get a run in.
Well, 11 pitch at bat, I think, the first time, somewhere in that number. Eventually would succumb to a really good breaking ball. First strikeout for Dylan Bundy at that point in the game.
Cozart just 125 with runners in scoring position, who's got one at third. And a ground ball to first. That's going to be a fair ball. Going to the bag, the dive, he's out. That's going to be looked at.
Yeah, it is.
Chris Davis able to put the ball in his glove, then diving to the bag with Cozart coming right at him. Chris gets up slowly. Mike Scioscia's having his video people take a look at this.
I think he beat him. I don't mean Chris. Cozart. Yeah. So they certainly going to have something to look at. Great play by Chris Davis. There's just no way when balls hit like that you can beat the base runner if you're Dylan Bundy to the bag.
Here's what it looks like.
Yeah, so the heel's already in there, and I don't think the hand actually gets it.
Mike's going to challenge it.
A great effort, though.
Very close.
Looked like the heel got there just before the ball and the fingers.
Ryan Gorman, the crew chief from first base. I wonder if Chris is all right. He got up very slowly after he dove into the bag at first and is on one knee out there now. The fans see it on the replay, and of course are applauding, believing it'll be overturned, but that's a very close play. So we go to New York on this one. In any event, a run is scored. 2 runs in the inning. 4-1. Cozart will get credit for an RBI.
Oh, yeah, you know, from that viewpoint right there, I think he's out.
And as we always tell you, has to be clear evidence the call on the field was wrong in order for it to be changed.
Well, if they get that view right there, he's out. Nothing to change.
Great play made by Chris Davis.
And again, it's another great approach by the Angels, because Cozart, he strikes out the first time. Not a bad pitch, just the approach. Put it in play, put the pressure on the defense, and it took a sterling play by Chris Davis. From that angle right there, Peel hasn't hit the bag. You think it's easy to umpire in the big leagues without camera help?
So the manager challenged, and he's out. And a fine play. RBI for Cozart, bringing in Simmons.
Certainly worth a challenge for Socia, because I mean it was what, about 1/16 of an inch. But a great play by Chris.
Chris had the opportunity to make the play at first because the infield was drawn in. That made the play to catch the baseball even harder. And Cozart made it tough. So now the bases are empty, 2 runs in. And the breaking ball is in there for a strike. Calhoun, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Trout, Pujols, Simmons, and Cozart. The 4 RBIs in the ballgame. Dillamundy's delivery to him, high in the air to right field. Warning track. Gentry's got room and will put it away for the out. So 2 runs in, just 1 hit. A couple of costly errors though. 4-1 Angels. No better time to act than today. The NC make today the day.
Brennan Hanafy, what a year he had last year. He faced 280 batters and people that came to the plate. Only 2 home runs. Ground ball pitchers, you can see. And I was reading some of the stuff. Apparently his father grew up on the Eastern Shore, so a lifelong Oriole fan. So congratulations. Keep throwing strikes. And apparently, you know, again, he's one of those scouting reports where he throws from 88 to 92, but he can touch 95. So touch it a little bit more, and you might see yourself in the big leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those typical baseball of America. You know, your top 10 prospects. You know, pitches at 92 to 95, throws at 97. You know, needs to work on the breaking ball and the changeup, and he's in low A. You go, those guys went to the big leagues back in my era, so I don't know what's going on.
Left-hander's delivery is a pitch that will be taken for a strike at the knees. Caleb Joseph leading it off for the Orioles. Top half of the 5th inning. Caleb popped out his first time up. Bielma, and then the top of the order, Trey Mancini will be coming up. And a breaking ball is going to cut way inside. The Orioles are trying to get out of a 7-game losing streak on the road. As we said, they are just 3-11 on the road this season, and they've lost 7 in a row. I'd like to get that done right here tonight, set up a rubber match tomorrow. 2-2 delivery on the way. Joseph to the hole, and he's got a base hit. Throw will be made shortstop way off the mark. Pujols knocks it down. It'll be a single for Caleb.
Yeah, so now what? 2 for 32. Much better at home, hitting around 270. But would have liked to have been able to do this the next time. This time able to get the bat head to the ball. Hits it hard enough. Goes out, who came, shortstop last year, over to their shortstop this year. Simmons didn't have a play.
So Bielma will stand in, the switch hitter. Very few at bats, as he's only playing in his 4th game. Fielder's choice, first time up, infield in, double play depth, and a little closer with some speed at the plate. Bielma will take the pitch for a strike. Taking a look down to third, Bobby Dickerson. Won't be much on here, except go get him. Try and get a base hit. In the air to right. That's going to fall into the gap. It is a base hit. Calhoun cuts it off. Holds him to a single, but going to third is Caleb. So the Orioles, runners at first and third, and nobody out here in the 5th inning.
I always talk about shutdown innings, and the Orioles are going to have something to say about that. Haney trying to get out of this inning in a hurry. That's not going to happen.
Jim, this is where he's run into trouble. We talked about he runs out of gas in games early.
Yeah, and the pitch count, at 71, and again Tommy John. So, but that was pretty much 2000. After 2000, early 2016. So he rehabbed all of last year, and he actually did pitch at the big league level.
He has worked in the ball games started this year, 5 innings, 4 1/3, and 5 innings. And this has been the pattern Mike Scioscia has seen from him so far this year. Pitch well to about this point, 4th or 5th inning, and then run into trouble.
Yeah, 160, 443, 33, the 3rd time through the order. And we're there right now.
So Trey Mancini, leadoff batter, RBI chance for Trey. He will take the pitch down low for a ball. He has grounded out twice. With a 4-1 lead, the Angels will play the infield back for 2. Give up the run here and get the outs if they can get the ground ball. Caleb Joseph, lead runner. Bielma on at first base. Haney with a 1-0 delivery, and that will be a souvenir back upstairs.
Well, you bring up a great point, because now the new metrics and all the analytics. So how do you do the first time? How do you do the second time? How do you do the third time through the order? And if you're on a good ball club, you hope that you're able to maybe get into the 5th or 6th inning, and then you go to the bullpen. But they never answer the question, why does that happen? Is that because of stamina? You pitch less frequently in the old days. You got all the trainers. You got 2 or 3 of those guys. You got all the stuff, gyms and whatever. Is it lack of command? Is it the fact that you don't have to pitch as long anymore? I mean, there's all these things come in, but I understand if you're trying to win, maybe a yank a guy, but why do you have to do it?
Yep. 1-2 delivery on the way. Mike Scioscia and I were talking about that before the game today, kind of laughing a little bit. Mike said, I never played a game in my life where my arm wasn't on the ground and I felt like I couldn't throw a ball 2 feet. And I played every one of those games, because if I didn't, there was someone standing right behind me who wanted my job and I wasn't coming out. That's not as true today. There aren't enough players. And the battle for positions in baseball, especially pitching, much less than it used to be. 1-2 pitch on the way, and oh, he doesn't do that very often as Trey went after one up and out.
Well, Trey was talking, just, you know, the numbers after having as good a year as you could have, 340 last year with runners in scoring position. You can see, obviously, he chases the ball. I think he maybe can get to it, doesn't. He said, but I do feel the tension. When you're 2 for 21 or so, maybe 2 for 22 now, after hitting 340, you grip the bat a little bit tighter.
So still first and third now, though. A ground ball could get Haney out of the inning. Gentry has tripled and scored, and he has grounded out. Haney's delivery to him will miss outside for a ball. So the Orioles only 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position last night, 0 for 3 so far tonight.
But this is such a huge point because, number one, you get closer if you can score a run or two. Then you get maybe the bullpen up. You know, you never know if somebody's going to have a bad night or whatever.
Gonna go for 2. This could be tough. There's one relay. They got it. Great turn by Kinsler at second base as Gentry has got some speed. So the Orioles get runners to first and third with nobody out and do not score. In 1939, Lou Gehrig did not play against the Tigers. He told his manager Joe McCarthy he cannot play because of a continuing weakness that would become, of course, Lou Gehrig disease. And also on this date of May 256, what a game at Wrigley. The New York Giants, Chicago Cubs set a major league record, 48 players, 17 innings. They combined for 11 intentional walks, also a record. For the great Lou Gehrig, that's the plaque in Cooperstown. 939 he went in. 493 homers, the 340 average, Triple Crown winner, 6-time world champion ball club that he played on.
Yeah, you go back and look at the numbers when Ruth and Gehrig and all those players, Charlie Gehringer and all that. I mean, 173 RBIs, and 50. I mean, Babe was hitting what, 60 home runs, and Gehrig was hitting 50 something. It was just amazing kind of offense they had. In fact, when we go to the hotel in Detroit, he apparently, when he first felt ill, is right in that hotel. And it's part of the lore, tragically.
Yes. Yep, the old Cadillac where all the teams used to stay in Detroit, now converted. Beautiful new hotel. That one is going to be bounced. Maldonado leading it off. Martin Maldonado flying out right field his first time up. Another chance where the Orioles really needed to push at least one across in the 5th inning and could not do it. The pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Started to go and held up on it. So Maldonado, who is 0 for 3 lifetime off Bundy. Dylan trying to work his way through the lineup, give himself a chance to be in there for a couple more innings at least. That'll be foul back and out of play. We're talking about the pitching thing, and Mike Scioscia related the story with the Dodgers. Of course, the catcher and Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale held out for the year. They signed up the last day of spring training, So he said they brought back Sandy. He came back, immediately pitched 5 innings in a spring training game. They were mad at him, so they wouldn't let him have opening day. Pitched day 2, pitched 8 innings. The manager came out and said, that's probably enough since you've only worked your first game. That'll be a base hit into center field. Adam Jones going over, and Maldonado is on with his 4th hit of the 2-game set.
Well, that's when Drysdale and Koufax used to pitch, 42 to 44 starts each.
And coming out before the 9th was almost a no-no.
But then again, they were Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale both going to the Hall of Fame. And
yeah.
Koufax was like about as good as you could be for 6 years. Incredible numbers.
Here is Ian Kinsler, and that's going to be hit number 5 for the Angels. Both teams have 5. Kinsler, leadoff batter. He has grounded out, flied out. Loves going after those. Tags it foul. 0-1 count. These Angels have had their struggles at home as the Orioles have had on the road. 6-10 now in their games played here in Angel Stadium. They were 43-38 at home last year. Bundy's delivery to him, that'll be foul the other way. Angels hitting .212 at home coming into the ball game and .285 on the road. It's early. Numbers will adjust a bit, but still not a good home number. 0-2 delivery to him, and that ball is put up in the air. Had to wait on that a little. Center field. Adam Jones has to wait a little bit on it too. Kinsler's retired, 1 down. Celebrate Mother's Day at Oriole Park. It'll be Sunday, May 13. Orioles take on the Tampa Bay Rays. First 20,000 fans 18 and over will receive a Mother's Day Pashmina scarf. The kids run the bases post-game, presented by Wise Markets. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com. Mike Trout with a dinger. First time up, struck out second time. Will take the pitch inside for a ball. Bundy's delivery to him, fouled off. Improvements at the plate for Trout. We talked about his defense last year. He's swinging at only just about 17% of pitches out of the strike zone. That is an improvement. Last 3 years it's been 24, 23, and 20%, down to a career low at the moment. It's 17 chasing pitches out of the strike zone. And that pitch will be taken up high.
Yeah, I think the fact that Justin Upton, they signed him. Eric Henschke, the hitting instructor, was with the Cubs for 3 years as their assistant. He comes over as a main guy. Paul Sorrento, assistant for the last 3 years. But again, you got Upton hitting behind you, so you're going to get some. You're going to be a little more selective. You can take the walks.
You saw a hitter's reaction to a pitch he really wanted. Again, that's one you missed.
But you watch him take batting practice, and we saw him hit a ball. I don't know what it was, 446 feet for the home run or 523, whatever. It was smoked. But he never does that in batting practice. It's line drives to right center field. It's used the whole field. It's knowing where the bat head is, and that's the key to hitting.
He's also making the best contact he's ever had in his career. 86% of his swings are contact swings, which would be a career high if he can continue that. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Runner at first. Bundy the look over. Runner not going, and the pitch up high, and he'll take the walk. First surrendered by Dillon. So runners on at first and second. Only one away, and Upton will get another chance. First 2 games it's been Upton who continually comes to the plate. The opportunity with runners in scoring position. Angels tonight 0 for 4 in these situations. First and second, one away. Upton has struck out, grounded out. Infield will play for 2. Pitch is there for a strike. Starts him out at 92. Bundy out of the set. Upton launches it. Left field. Trey Mancini watching. Goodbye. Home run. Third home run by the Angels, and this one's good for 3 and a 7-1 lead.
Well, they make a great adjustment. This is a curveball. Instead of being down and away, it's down and in. And he had 35 home runs, 28 for the Tigers, 7. And then the 4-year extension, or gave him a year on his deal. And so they have him for the next 5 years. And you see why. Game winner last night, 3-run home run right here to give him a 6-run cushion.
Orioles will get the bullpen up. Roger McDowell out for a visit. Mike Wright. 5th inning, second tough outing in a row for Dylan Bundy. Coming off the Tampa Bay game where he gave up the 8 runs and 11 hits in 4 2/3 and gave up 2 home runs. He has now given up 7 runs on 6 hits in this game and 3 home runs. And the breaking ball will be taken away. Albert Pujols has one of them. He is also flied out. Pujols got his 6th of the season, first inning. And he'll foul that one down the right field line. So for Dylan Bundy, not the performance he wanted to have in this ball game.
No, the 3 home runs, and you don't play particularly well behind him defensively. You're not scoring runs. You're right about back-to-back bad outings. He was so good through the first 5. Yep.
7-1 lead. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Pujols swings at a breaking ball. Not close on that one. So Albert now 2,997 in the hit department. Picking up another home run here in this one, 620. That is 7th all time. And that one's going to go deep to left field. Mancini giving chase. It'll take a hop, short hop. He's going to try for 2. Mancini's got to play. Albert will go in with a double. Also 11th in doubles all time.
Look where the target is. Ball misses by about a foot, and it's been one of those nights. 2,998 just now for Albert Pujols.
4 1/3 innings for Dylan Bundy.
posting up that, again, not wild. They don't play well behind him. And Mike Wright Jr. will come on. Made his major league debut against the Angels as a starter. And that was back on the 17th of May. Struck out. I still remember Mike Trout, 98 miles per hour, pitched very well first 3 times. You know, velocity's gone down in the interim. You see righties hitting him a lot better than lefties, and that's kind of hard to believe because he can sink. He's got a slider, he's got a changeup, curveball on occasion.
With the runner on at second base, Albert Pujols. Here's Ohtani. Reached on an error, scored, and he is flying out to center field. Now the Angels 7 runs on 7 hits. 2 of the runs unearned. Wright's delivery on the way. Ohtani will take the pitch inside for a ball. The Angels here at home came into this ball game averaging 2.3 runs per game at home. 2.3. And they have put up 7 in this one. 3 in this inning. 1-0 delivery by Wright. Ohtani will take a pitch away.
So Mike Wright Jr. 6'6". Nice little breaking ball there. So whatever the reason, the velocity's gone down. He's become a little bit more of a two-seam pitcher. That's the intention, to sink it.
2-0 delivery on the way. Ground ball into the shift. And he will make the play over to first to get the out on Ohtani. Over to third base goes Albert Pujols. They took the 1 number down and another 1 up for Pujols. 2,998. Orioles may be here for a bit of history with another game tomorrow, and this one Pujols will get another at bat in. One would
he's got
expect.
to get at least 2 more tonight.
Yeah.
You know, at age 38, if they score a few more runs, you know, it'd be a game where you probably would come out, but he's not coming out with 2,998 hits.
Dreldon Simmons will go after it, foul it off. Simmons already a big factor in this ball game. Base hit, double, RBI, run scored, and a very fine .323 batting average. Pujols over there at third. Infield back, of course, there are 2 down. Mike Wright's delivery to him. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike.
Yeah, it's almost like it looked like he was looking for a breaking ball, which you have a luxury to do until you get to 2 strikes. Now it's a little different.
Simmons coming into the day 10th in the league with runners in scoring position at .385. 2 delivery outside. Jose Altuve, along with leading the league in hits, came into the day hitting .524 with runners in scoring position to lead the league.
Well, I guess he's embraced that new contract, that long-term contract that Jim Crane, owner of the Astros, gave him.
Didn't slow him down.
No, like he needed help.
Yeah.
I mean, he's what, 4 straight 200 or more hit, 3 batting titles, MVP.
Looking at a player who's making tracks towards Cooperstown. Now he's got time to put in.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, it's all about, you know, what kind of performance you can do and then the longevity.
But he certainly has got the start. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Runner off third, Pujols. Wright's delivery, a breaking ball way outside.
And his signing bonus, $15,000 out of Venezuela. I mean, I love the story. They said, "You go home, you're not old enough." He said, "Yeah, I am. I'm just short." Came back the next day. Yeah.
That's a great line. And I can hit.
Right.
3-2 pitch, and he'll get him. Pitch away. Simmons went after it. 3 runs in. Big 3-run blast by Upton. Our Ram do up. Machado, Jones, and Valencia. To StatCast, Christian Walker of Arizona hit a 479-foot homer off Clayton Kershaw, who's got a bad back, by the way. Longest home run allowed by Kershaw in his career. Big day Mookie Betts today as third. 3 home runs, count them up. Took over the MLB lead until Trout tied him tonight. He passed Ted Williams, Red Sox history now, with 4 3-homer games. And Encarnacion of Cleveland, his third career 3-homer game. Encarnacion's 30th multi-homer game in the Cleveland win. They had 9 runs in the first 3 innings. The Indians did in that ball game.
Yeah, 9-1 after the second. Now what? Six players already have hit 3 home runs in a game in 2018. What about? Well, we started in March. So.
Yeah. Corey Kluber, the benefactor today. Kluber's now 5-1.
How about Max Scherzer? He won a 6th game.
Yep. Some pitchers who are piling up some numbers.
A lot of good things happen for the Nationals when Max Scherzer pitches.
Yes. 1-1 delivery on the way and a swing and a miss. Haney has walked 1, struck out 2. The Orioles have just 1 run on 5 hits off the Angels starter. Manny Machado, RBI sac fly, and he's flied out. He'll put that one down the line, right field in the corner at the wall, and with room, Calhoun right back into that corner to make the catch. Well, fans are invited to experience a special yoga session at Oriole Park following the June 16 game against the Marlins. Each ticket package will include a ticket to the game along with post-game yoga session conducted by Baltimore's own Holistic Life Foundation, as well as an exclusive Orioles yoga mat. Ticket packages available at Orioles.com/yoga.
And Noe Ramirez acquired by the Angels at the end of spring training, so he
checking on the call. Adam Jones, 1 down, nobody on. He is flied out and grounded out in the ball game. And his delivery will be taken outside.
Well, for him, this whole game turned around. I mean, he had a 4-1 lead. Lead off singles in the 5th. Got a strikeout of Mancini. Went up the ladder and then got Gentry hard to double up to hit into a double play.
Adam will put it up in the air, left field. Upton.
And then 4-1 becomes 7-1, and now all of a sudden nothing really changes except that there's less pressure. You know, throw your strikes. If you're moving the ball around all evening anyway.
And he gets a couple of quick outs here. So 2 down, nobody on. Top half of the 6th inning, and the Orioles see if Danny Valencia can extend the inning. He drew a walk last time up. He has also struck out in the ball game. Haney's career high in innings pitched, 7 1/3. That was way back 2015. Boy, this is a quick inning. 8-pitch inning for the 26-year-old left-hander as the Orioles are retired in order. Tributes to many of the members of that group on hand. Ensign Wright, his brother, talked about it before the game.
We are a supportive living agency, and we work with autistic adults. And supportive living meaning just helping with everyday, day-to-day life. If it's paying bills, helping to pay bills, helping to budget money, helping to anything that they need assistance with in life. That's what we're here for.
My brothers asked me some years ago, hey, we want to start this company. And I told them, you got to bring me all the paperwork, everything in line. And a few months later, they did. So it was a no-brainer for me to invest in them. And it's been great. They've been out of my pockets a little bit lately, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah, they've been doing their own thing, and it's been gratifying. Not from my standpoint, but I think on their standpoints also. It gives them purpose too. It gives their kids purpose. Their kids seeing them going to work every day doing something. Their families. It's not just an individual job. It's a family business. So everybody in our family has ties to it, and it's a humbling thing from my standpoint and from their standpoint.
Great. There are some 70 members whom they help out with that Circle of Life Foundation who are on hand here watching the ball game.
Well, if you deal with autism, and you know my stepson autistic, I think one of the parts of that autistic puzzle is what do young adults do? And it's great to see that Adam has allowed people to help people, and even if it's his family, it's what a step forward.
Yeah, it's great work by Adam, who's involved in so much of that in Baltimore and back with his family home here in California and San Diego. Mike Wright working in relief. Cozart will take the pitch down low. Cozart, RBI on a ground ball out. Close play at first base. Fine play, Davis. Chris Davis denied him a hit last time up. Cozart also has struck out. Has not continued his hit streak, which stands at 4. Angels on top, 7-1. Ball put up in the air and backhand on a play. Well, the Angels, this may be the series where they make some headway here at home and with their offense. This is going to be the first time in 14, just the second time in 14 games that they have scored more than 4 runs in a ball game, home or road. Wright's delivery, and that's outside. That's a leadoff walk. Join us again for more action tomorrow. Chris Tillman will be on the mound. Jamie Barria will go against him. Our coverage on Masson at 9:30 with those extra, presented by Ford. Game coverage will be at 10. All the access you need right here on Masson. The Orioles will have to mount a big comeback in order to make it a rubber match tomorrow. Chris Tillman.
Dick grew up not too far from here, Fountain Valley, so he'll try to make it 2 in a row. He had gone, about 11 months between wins. Pitched very well against the Tigers.
Pitch will be taken for a strike. Calhoun has struck out, flied out. Infield drawn in a bit, especially Valencia. Valencia's moved over towards the shortstop hole at third base. And pitch, strike called. Home plate umpire made that call, Roberto Ortiz.
Well, Cole just missed a home run. I mean, put a great swing on it and right to the base of the wall in deep right center field.
Cole Calhoun with an 0-2. Runner not going at first, and the pitch is there and got it. He wasn't happy with a couple of the calls on the strikes, but that'll be the second strikeout for Wright.
Yeah, when you're struggling because you don't know the strike zone, and it's been a little bit large, but it looked like it was a pretty good pitch, especially presented to Ortiz, the home plate umpire. He probably thought it was off the corner. But if you've been watching the game tonight, you not take any close 2-strike pitches, because they may not go your way. Now Mike Wright Jr. says, hey, now I throw a double play ball, and I'm out of this inning, and we get the bat.
Martin Maldonado doing the catching, breaking ball away. Base hit, runs scored. He started that 5th inning, and they picked up 3 runs on 3 hits. Trout, Pujols had home runs in the 1st inning. Simmons and Cozart picked up RBIs in the 4th. Then a big 3-run homer by Upton in the 5th inning. 2 unearned runs on the board, 2 of the 7 for the Angels. That's all the way to the backstop. That'll be a wild pitch.
Well, on the first base side of the pitching rubber, so he doesn't quite get close. So his angle is right there. Now, of course, if you're Caleb Jost, you're saying, well, I'd like to think he's going to throw it somewhere around the plate. And very hard when you throw a 90-mile-per-hour bouncer down and away in the middle of the left-handed hitter's batter's box that you're going to be able to block that ball.
So Maldonado gets the RBI chance coming over from the Brewers. And the Angels now have him behind the plate. Good defensive catcher. Getting his bat going. Ground ball to third. Chopped down on that one, and it is foul. Maldonado out of Puerto Rico. 31 years old. This will be a 7th major league season for him. And the Angels hope the bat comes alive a little more because the work behind the plate is just fine.
Yeah, Gold Glover, and of course Mike Scioscia caught 14 years. What does he want? He wants somebody that can receive the ball and throw the ball. Martin Maldonado can do that.
And catches the outside corner. So the count goes to 2-2 with Kinsel, the leadoff batter, waiting on deck. Two ball, 2 strike count. Runner off second base. Turned it foul. Cozart getting a good lead. Secondary lead at second. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one will be fouled the other way. So Maldonado extending his at bat with the foul balls. Showalter, another disappointing start for the Orioles starters. You rely on Dylan Bundy.
Yeah, they came in at what, 5.47 ERA on the road, and the run differential, they scored 56 and given up 85, and that's numbers, at least for the moment, gone in the wrong direction.
Orioles starters have given up more hits than anyone else in the American League. Right with a look back at second. That ball tagged towards the gap, left center field. Not going to be caught. It'll take a hop high off the wall. Stays in play, so the run will score easily. And into second base with a double and an RBI is Maldonado. And he's 2 for 3 tonight after 3 for 4 last night.
And he's going to send a limo to the Orioles tomorrow. Make sure they get to the ballpark as hot as he's been. I mean, he was in what, 1 for 34 slump. And 91 in the middle of the plate, doesn't miss it. Nobody playing there because you're a couple steps into right center, hoping that Mike Wright Jr. will make a better pitch. He doesn't.
So they had a run, and it is 8-1. As Maldonado will pick up RBI number 7. He's on at second base. Leadoff batter Kinsler, who is 0 for 3. Shift on in the infield, taking all the way, and the pitch will be up high to him. 8 runs, 8 hits for the Angels, and an 8-1 lead, bottom half of the 6th inning. Runner off second, Wright's delivery hit the bat. Just rode in, bat was there, and it ends up being a foul ball. Kinsler. For Wright against the Angels overall, he has a win. Jim mentioned the start he made against them. This is game number 4. Team hit only 190 against him in the other games with a 2.08 ERA for the Angels off Wright. Breaking ball is going to miss down low. And a 2-ball, 1 strike count. about everybody involved in the offense tonight for the Angels in one way or the other. Kinsler and Calhoun being the exceptions. 2-1 delivery, and that's outside.
Yeah, he went from being a power pitcher when he made that debut. First 2 or 3 starts in the big leagues were, lights out. One in Miami, the one that you talked about against the Angels. And he's kind of morphed into more of a sinker ball finesse guy. And it's hard to do when you don't get the pitch regularly.
3-ball, 1-strike count on him. And took it and walked it. So Wright has surrendered a couple of walks, including a leadoff walk this inning to Cozart.
And the last thing Buck Showalter wants to do is just send out Roger McDowell, the Royal pitching coach, is to have to go to the bullpen. When you got tomorrow night's game, and you got to go up to Oakland. But if I stand on the first base side of the pitching rubber and I never get close, I'm going to throw every ball exactly where he's throwing it. So when you lose your rhythm, sometimes when you don't get the pitch as regularly or as frequently as you like, it's hard to make that adjustment when you're not pitching a lot.
So McDowell has the say. Runners on at first and second base. And you got to face Trout. Trout has already delivered. The home run is 11th. In the first inning, struck out in the third, and then walked and scored in the 5th inning of the ball game. Now at 292 with the 19 RBIs. First and second, one away. Infield shifted around. Trout will take the pitch. It is in there for a strike. Trout has struck out 26 times, but he's also drawn 25 walks. Go along with the big offensive numbers you saw. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, way outside. Right in a tough situation here, looking for a ground ball.
Well, it's tough because he just can't command his stuff. So you're hoping that he'll throw the same breaking ball that he did to Simmons. It's an outstanding cut fastball right on the outside corner. And then he doesn't get the high strike. I think he's thinking maybe Mike Trout offered.
So Trout's going to get to the hitting count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Trout's home run against the Orioles, number 16 in the 47 games he's played against the O's, a .280 average. And he will ask for the timeout. Albert Pujols, who also homered in that first inning, he's never had a lot of home runs against the Orioles. That was only the 7th home run. And that's going to miss up and away. So now really dangerous. A 3-ball, 1-strike count on Trout with Upton, who's already got a 3-run homer waiting on deck. Araujo is in the bullpen. 3-1 delivery and walked him, and they're loaded. 3 walks by Wright in the inning. So Trout equals his strikeouts and walks on the year with that one. That'll bring Upton to the plate. 5th home run of the year, 5th inning, 3 RBIs off it. And now he's got the bases loaded. Upton has had 4 home runs in his career against the Orioles. Delivery by Wright. Upton will take it on the inside corner for a strike.
Yeah, the bad news is the 3 walks. The good news, throw a ground ball at somebody and get out of the inning. So Heaney did it early on when the Orioles were threatening.
Leadoff walk to Cozart has scored. 0-1 pitch on the way. That's outside. run in here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and the Angels threatening to do some more with it. Upton with the bases loaded this year, 2 for 6. No grand slam this season. 1-1 delivery to him. That'll be outside for a ball. Angels have not had the grand salami this season. They've done pretty well, though. They're hitting .305 with runners in scoring position as a team.
Yeah, I think they came in, what, 8 for 24 with the bases loaded. Upton got the game winner last night with the bases loaded.
2-1 delivery, high in the air, straightaway center. Donato will tag. Adam will catch and throw to the cutoff man. A run will score. So Upton gets the job done. He's got 4 RBIs in the ball game with a sac fly, making it 9-1.
Yeah, nice little series. 4 tonight. Game winner yesterday. Probably wanted to do more than that, but does get the runner in.
Runners stay at first and second base. And here's Albert. Pujols, the first inning homer. A double in the 5th, picking up the RBI. 9-1 lead. They've got 9 runs on 8 hits so far. The fans, of course, hoping to see another bingo for Pujols. Pitch will be taken inside, and our T-Mobile built for baseball.
Yeah, bump it in, and then a little slider that stays in the middle of the plate. 620th lifetime home run. One of his 2 base hits, double to go along with that.
Built for baseball. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. 1-0 count on Pujols. Kinsler at second base. Trout's on at first. Fans quiet down. Pitch way outside. Joseph somehow stabs that. Keep the runners where they are.
Yeah, great. Scala Joseph, big hockey fan. I mean, he's right there. Stopped the goal.
No time to move the body.
No.
Had to use the flex glove on that one.
I don't think Pujols is not looking out over the plate because all the pitches, all the strikes have been away.
2-0 delivery to him from right, and that's outside.
A little changeup.
Pujols will be the 32nd major leaguer to reach the 3,000 hit mark.
Well, does Mike Socia with a 9-1 lead let him swing 3-0?
Yeah. 3-0 pitch on the way, and he takes it on the outside corner.
Yeah, it appeared that he was taken. Either that or it was just too good a pitch. But
3-1. Runners off first and second base. Wright's delivery. Pujols in the air to center. Adam Jones. And he has it for the out. So a run in with a couple left on base, and it is now a 9-1 Angels lead.
15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. So Heaney pitches very well, looking for, as Gary Thorne talked about early, looking for his first win of the season. And again, run in the first inning, that was it. Noe Ramirez last year claimed off the waivers from the Red Sox. So, again, fastball, a little bit under 90, curveball, change up in any count.
And Ramirez's first delivery is going to be taken inside for a ball. Mike Trumbo will lead it off for the Orioles, 7th inning. 9-8-0, 4 left on for the Angels, 1-5-2, 4 left on for the Orioles. Those 2 errors resulted in 2 unearned runs while Bundy was pitching. Trumbo will take it away. Mark Trumbo has picked up a base hit and he has flied out. Orioles getting their 3rd time around. We are in the 7th. Orioles need a big comeback against this bullpen. 28-year-old right-hander delivers a breaking ball for a strike. Ramirez worked in the ballgame against the Yankees Saturday, 2 2/3, giving up 1 run in an Angels loss. Two-one delivery on the way to Trumbo. That's going to be outside. The Orioles, they can draw. They need base runners, obviously, down 9-1 here. Trumbo will take the walk if he can. Ramirez is willing to give it. Trumbo's gone 0 for 3 against Ramirez. 0 for 1, sorry. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch to him, and that'll be on the inside corner again. So Trumbo making him work here. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You're out of Los Angeles, so you're up just down the road. A lot closer than it takes time-wise with the traffic, but
Trumbo DH in the ball game for the Orioles tonight with a left-handed starter, and he got him after falling behind.
Yeah, he kind of takes 3-1 pitch because of the scoreboard 9-1, and then he makes a real good pitch up and away. And again, you don't have to be overpowering. That's just 90 on the corner. Maldonado, nice target on the corner, and throws it right to the glove.
Chris Davis a base hit, and he is grounded out. Ramirez delivers to him. A little kickstart on that. And that delivery and the pitch taken down low for a ball.
Well, a one-handed swing with 2 strikes to get a base hit the first time, and then what they worked on yesterday was hitting balls, ground balls to shortstop, and that's exactly what he did, except that Zach Ozark was playing there.
This one he pulls over into the dugout.
And very rarely do you see that kind of bat path from Chris Davis, so maybe some of the work they've been trying to do. Stay through the ball just a little bit more. Uppercut gets too pronounced, in and out of the zone too quickly.
Full shift on against Chris, which has not been the case in every at bat here in these 2 games. That one he wanted foul back. And a 1 ball 2 strike count. As we get some pitches to hit in all likelihood with the 7th inning and a 9-1 Angel lead.
Well, the other thing, normally when you get relievers come in the late innings, they're throwing a little harder than 90. The Major League average fastball is about 92.
And Davis will go down swinging.
But that's the one thing we saw when he pitched out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. Really good changeup. He just tumbles, strike the ball. Perfect pitch.
Angels bullpen ranks 4th in earned run average in the American League, so they've gotten some good work out of their pen. They've lost their closer for the moment. Middleton went on the DL. Caleb Joseph has had a base hit and he has popped out. Caleb will take the pitch for a strike. Ramirez has no record against the Orioles, neither wins, losses, or saves. Orioles have picked up 4 runs, 5 hits, and just 4 in the 3rd innings that he's worked against the O's. 1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. Orioles got a run in the first. Sank fly Machado after the triple picked up by Gentry. They've had a couple other chances, unable to convert, especially in that 5th inning. Got the first 2 on, had runners first and third, nobody out, and could not score. And since then, the Orioles have not been able to get anybody on base. 2-1 delivery. Ramirez gets it in, nubbed, foul. Two and two on Caleb. Orioles set down in order twice in this ball game, 3 times in the opener last night. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Caleb will put it back into the seats, foul. And a swing and a miss, struck the side out. And the Orioles indeed do go down 1-2-3. 7th inning stretch time from Anaheim.
Get him. Fastball, great splitter changeup, occasional breaking ball. You can see, well, of course, fly ball pitcher, but when they don't hit it, he's usually striking you out. Of his 10 appearances, 5 have been 2 innings or more, so he can give you a little bit of length.
Shohei Ohtani will lead it off. Ohtani has scored a run. Pitch will be taken for a strike. He is flied out. Reached on an error and scored. Grounded out. He's had 1 hit now in 7 at bats in the 2 games against the Orioles. Ohtani waiting on it. Araujo's pitch will be fouled off. Pulled over by the seats.
Yeah, again, we talk about different numbers. Darren O'Day with 2 strikes. Araujo, Cashner, very low numbers. Highest, of course, caught pitch much better. Brad Brock, that's unusual. Castro and Tillman. You know, the league average with 2 strikes is usually 172 for the year.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken down low. Araujo in his last outing, season high 2 2/3. That was against the Tigers. He is well rested. Gets a chance here against the Angels. Simmons and Cozart due up after Ohtani. And he'll foul that one away.
Yeah, he's getting a little taste of his own medicine. Shohei Ohtani. He can throw, 101 miles per hour. He's got a great slider, but the splitter, nobody talks about that. And Araujo, he's got the same type of pitch. When he throws it right, it goes straight down.
1-2 delivery, and that'll be down to first base. Davis will make the flip. Boy, a ton of speed. Normally the first baseman would have had that one alone. One down here in the bottom of the 7th. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
I'm kind of watching Buck Showalter look over there going, how can somebody be that tall and be that fast?
Yeah.
And about Ohtani.
Well, Bueno is going to be the pinch hitter for Simmons, who's going to get a rest, it looks like, after a double, single, RBI, and a run scored. Luis Valbuena, the left-hander, up against the right-hander. Valbuena with a big cut.
Yeah, home run last night.
Valbuena made the start at a 1-for-3. The home run was his 4th of the year. Shift on in the infield against him. Will miss inside for a ball. Araujo on for Wright, who worked an inning in 2/3, a run and a hit. 3 big walks, though, and struck out 2. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. It was a called strike, and then he swung at it.
Well, he doesn't let too many fastballs go by without swinging at him. This is 93. Yeah, here we go.
Strike 3, you're up. 1-2. Out of the high set. Swing and a miss, put that one down.
And that's why he was a little frustrated, because he knew that it was probably going to be the last fastball he got to hit, and that's exactly what happened. And all of a sudden the splitter comes in. I think it's going to be a strike, and it isn't.
Morris up in the bullpen. Akil Morris, late addition on the roster. 2 down, nobody on here in the 7th inning. Cozart, a walk and a run scored in the 6th. RBI and a ground ball in the 4th, and he has struck out. He'll go after the first pitch and doesn't catch up to it. Longtime Cincinnati Red veteran, 32 years old, 254 lifetime hitter. Zach Cozart.
Yeah, well, they already had the Gold Glover at short, so if you want to sign, we'll give you a 3-year deal, and we move the 3rd. He goes, yes.
Yes. Good breaking ball down and away. Cozart not close to that one, and an 0-2 count. 9-1 lead for the Angels. Started the day just 2 games behind the division leader in the West. Two delivery outside. Jim and I were talking about that. Seattle's putting on a run right now. Seattle's Hut Ball Club there in 2nd place behind Houston. Started the day a game and a half out. 3-game win streak coming into today's play. Now Seattle at 17-11. And Houston 20-12. Houston losing way outside. Well, the Angels a chance to move to within 1.
You know, the Angels, great start as we mentioned, and then they were 5-10 till last night. So if they win tonight, they'll be 7-10. But they haven't played well at home, 11-2 on the road, and if they win tonight, they'll be 18-12. So when you're not playing as well as you'd like, that's not a bad record.
Pretty good record. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Araujo's delivery had a reach, popped it up. Davis coming with room and puts it away. So a 1-2-3 inning here in the 7th for Araujo. Our M&T Bank do-ups. It'll be Villalma, Mancini, and Gentry. Couple of changes here, starting with the mound.
Yeah, Keel Morris comes on, and so he was down at AAA Salt Lake City pitching well, so he has a chance to come up and show him his stuff. And you can see he's already been in one game for him.
He's only had 10 games at the major league level, 215 in the minors. 25-year-old right-hander. Valbuena stays in the ballgame to play at third. Cozart will move to short from third base. And Chris Young is in for Trout. I don't think that's anything other than giving Trout a rest at the end of the game.
Exactly. So Villalma will turn around. Already got a base hit hitting right-handed.
And Villalma will take it up high. Base hit and a fielder's choice for the Oriole second baseman. The Orioles kicked it off with a run in the first inning, and then, as has happened so often, that's it.
Well, last night they got what, the double by Manny Machado was their only hit till the ninth, and then they put three base hits together, tied the game up, and then lost it in the bottom of the ninth.
And tonight, Manny sac fly, bringing in Gentry, the only run going into the 8th inning. Pitch taken for a strike, and the count will go to 2-1. Orioles offense still has not kicked it in. Off-speed delivery is going to miss away.
We have fastball, changeup, slider pitcher, and already throwing harder than he did in that first game this year for the Angels. He's right around 90, 91.
Villalma will foul that one down. Morris, 25, out of St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. He now lives in Orlando. A lot of years. His pro career started back in 2010. He was with the New York Mets. Stayed in their organization up until 2016, then with the Braves. Grounded to first and foul.
And you usually look for, do you have a swing and a miss pitch? And right here, there's 3-2. You come in, you got a 9-1 lead. You know your manager's a former catcher. The last thing you want to do is walk somebody. So I would imagine whatever he thinks he can throw over, throw it.
And will miss. So the Orioles will certainly take that one. Lead-off walk here in the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. So Vielmo on for the second time in the ball game. Trey Mancini as the order turns over. Outside, stop, Maldonado. Ramirez worked an inning, struck out the side. Andrew Haney, their starter, gave up just 1 run, 5 hits over 6. Trying to get his first win of the year. Will be fouled straight back. Morris knew that one was down the middle. The ball came right straight back, but he ducked. He was getting out of the way.
Well, it's a visual game. When you throw the ball out over the plate, you better follow it, because it could come back very quickly.
And
change up
just missed. So the Orioles trying to mount a late inning rally here as this game got out of hand for him back in that 5th inning.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you start walking guys, and you know they got a big Delta hub up in Salt Lake City where they're AAA is, and you'll be back on one of those flights, because that's the last thing they want to see.
Look at Sosa. That, I mean, that's what that face is all about.
Charles Nagy to his right, to his left, our right. The pitching coach, you know, he's taking a deep breath.
Got one in there for a strike. You may fly back to the minors, but it's the walks that will get you.
They'll get you those frequent flyer miles.
3-2, and he's in trouble. Runners on with 2 walks to start the 8th inning.
Well, this has been one of those nights of the Davy Johnson when he used to play second base for the Orioles. I mean, the manager Davy Johnson, and when he would run in and start talking about the variable chance deviation theory. And McNally said, well, what are you talking about? He goes, well, it's a mathematical theorem, and if you want to kind of extrapolate it to what you're trying to do as a pitcher, is you're throwing the ball for the corner and it's going for the middle. Throw it for the middle and maybe it'll go to the corner. And of course, Dave McNally said, why don't you go back and play second base? And when he came in, I asked Dave, I said, what do you say? And talking about Davy Johnson, and that's right then I knew he was going to be a manager.
Paredes getting up in the bullpen. Another one recently added.
He got called up yesterday.
Yep. 2 on, nobody out. And a strike up and in. Gentry got the triple in the 1st inning. Brought home by Manny Machado in the sac fly for the Orioles' lone run. He has since grounded out, get into a big double play that ended the 5th inning. The Elmo Mancini, the base runners. That one's going to miss down low. And Morris evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Comes in with 93. And Gentry swings through it for a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Runners off first and second base. He'll miss inside. The Orioles going to wait him out. They've watched. Count goes to 2-2. Scioscia's watching too. He's already been to the bullpen phone. The Paredes up. 1 more walk and Morris will be out of here. 2-2. Gentry, a chopper. And the play is going to be at first. And just got him. That was close.
No such thing as a routine play when Craig Gentry's running. Well, Bueno makes a nice play. I mean, quick catch and release, because the only way you're going to throw him out. And you're down by 8 runs.
Orioles holding up play while they take a look at the video. Might well challenge. No? Nope, not gonna. Getting by just that much. So the Orioles do have two in scoring position, though. Valbuena, the nice play, just coming on to play at third. Runners do move up. The Alma's now at third base. Mancini's at second. Manny Machado has picked up the lone RBI and a sac fly. He has flied out a couple of times after that. Base hit here. Driving a couple. 1-0 delivery. Manny in the off-speed number. He played by the pitcher, maybe. And after a 360 Pujols over there, they get the out. First Morris was going to tag the runner. Then he was going to go to first, but there was nobody there. Then he was going to tag the runner, and then Pujols was there, and he went to first.
Well, they're in a shift, so he's saying, well, if nobody's going to be there, so right there, if nobody there, well, I'm going to look at home, and then, well, I'm hoping he'll be there, and maybe Albert yelled. He must have said something. I get a little dizzy doing that kind of draw. Now that's the one, they always talk about the fielding, pitchers fielding practices. I've never seen them at practice that way, but it worked. Orioles will get a run. They're second.
And that will bring up Adam Jones. So Manny Machado, both of the RBIs in the ball game for the Orioles. Runner now at third base, 2 down. And the pitch in there for a strike to Adam. Adam 0 for 3 in the ball game. Couple of fly ball outs and a ground ball out. Morris trying to work his way back into the good graces of the manager. Scioscia just wants to see one more out. Runner at third with 2 down. In the air left field, pretty good wood over near the line, and it stays up. Upton goes over to get it. Adam Jones retired. The Orioles will pick up a run and make it a 9-2 game. Let's take a look at our Ford drive of the game.
Oh, there you go. And the Orioles take a 1-0 lead, and whammo. Ball doesn't seem like it's going to come down. 116 miles per hour, way over the exit. Home run number 11.
Hurry to local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Trout out of the ball game, of course. Just getting a break. Araujo retired the side in order in the 7th. Calhoun, Maldonado, top of the order due up. Bottom half of the 8th inning. And the pitch, strike on the outside corner, which Calhoun didn't agree with. Calhoun has had 1 hit, 7 at bats in the first 2 games of the series. That's going to go to left field. Trey Mancini will catch it.
And Calhoun is, even though it's 9-2, I mean, that's the kind of approach that's going to get him back on track. And even when he does hit it hard, it lines it right at Mancini.
Play by Trey on a sinking liner. That'll bring up Maldonado. Another big game for him. A double and an RBI, single and a run scored. And he has flied out. He's got his bat going again after breaking out of that 0 for 34 he had coming into last night's game. Swing and a miss. Araujo puts one down and away. 3-hit ball game last night. He's going for a 3-hit ball game tonight. That's a season high that he reached last night with the 3 hits. Third time he's done it this year. Heard the announcement. Marte's on deck to hit for Kinsler. Socha giving some of the veterans a break late in the ball game with a 9-2 lead. Big story for the Orioles tonight. Dylan Bundy, 7 runs, 5 earned, 7 hits, just 4 1/3. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Did not have a good outing.
As you mentioned, the home run balls, a couple of solos early. You can live with those. It's the 3-run home run that Upton hit. And in
There
between,
is Albert Pujols, too shy of 3,000 hits. A home run and a double in this game. We're going to have to put some guys on base to get him another at bat. 2-1 strike count with 1 away. And the pitch taken inside. Like Socha talking with Mike last night about Pujols. What's most impressive to you watching him every day? Socha said, you know, it's not on the field, it's off. He said the work he does around the world with his foundations goes under the radar. That was Mike's term. Says he does so much for so many. That one hit in the air deep to left field. It is back. Will it stay fair? It will. And goodbye, home run. Another 3-hit ball game. Maldonado delivers the long ball, and it's 10-2.
yeah, and he's motoring around the bases. Did 14 of them last year. First of the year. Well, the Orioles have gotten him ignited.
So the long ball tonight, big damage. That's the 4th home run hit by the Angels in this game.
The count has 3-1 pitch. He's looking for a pitch, gets it. All right, Pedro, you learn from that. It's sometimes it's all about, you know, what's he looking for? Did he get it? And he did. Looking fastball, gets fastball.
So Araujo surrenders the homer. 1 down. Jeffrey Marte pinch hitting for Kinsler in the leadoff spot. Kinsler had an 0 for 3 and a walk in the ballgame. Araujo will go to the back of the mound. One-0 delivery. Right-hander will get that one in. Catches the inside corner. So Marte, count even up on him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tough 2 games for the Orioles. When they thought they had put away last night, only to see it disappear in the 9th inning after they came back to tie it up. And now this one, a ball game that got out of hand midway through, and the Orioles have not been able to respond offensively. Orioles looking at their 22nd loss of the year. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Araujo's delivery and a fine breaking ball away. 2 strikeouts for it.
Yeah, signed when he was 16 and Arizona Fall League. Last year pitched really high A for the Cubs and a couple of innings in Double-A, and then the Orioles say, okay, $100,000. We have to keep you all year long.
Two down, bases are empty. Here is Chris Young. Came in for Trout defensively. It's his first chance at the plate. He will get away from it on that one. A homer, a double, 3 RBIs, 29 plate appearances for him. Delivery again. Jackknifes him away from the plate, and the count will go to 2-0. Angels came in third in home runs in the American League, 39. So they've jumped that up to 43. Socia's Ball Club using the home run a lot.
Well, they were what, 7th in runs, so anytime you put 10 on the board, then you can probably jump a couple of notches.
2-0 delivery on the way, and the breaking ball will miss outside. So he falls behind 3-0 on Young. Upton, the on-deck batter. And he had a 3-run homer tonight, 4 RBI night for him. Taking all the way, and it's in there for a strike. Araujo with a 3-1. Young will draw the walk. So the inning stays alive with a runner on at first and 2 down. And Upton's going to get another shot at it. Upton up to 5 home runs on the year and the 18 RBIs. His home run came in that 5th inning. It was a big blow that really put the game out of reach for the Orioles. Then he got an RBI sac fly in the 6th inning. And the pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Orioles with a shift on, 2 down. Justin Upton waiting on it. Orioles not holding the runner at first, and a strike taken on the inside corner. One ball, 1 strike delivery, and a bouncer. Stopped by Caleb Joseph. And the count goes to 2-1 on Upton.
And if you're sitting at home, you're going, okay, he's not a control guy. He just doesn't have enough innings, enough experience. And he's just going to try to get to the point where he can use his split-fingered fastball. That is his swing and miss pitch. He'll probably throw it here 2-1.
Breaking ball off the end of the bat. Araujo will play it underhanded to Davis over at first base and get the out. So here in the 8th inning, a run on the home run by Maldonado, and it's 10-2. Today, the day. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Angels Stadium. We go to the 9th inning. Angels have a 10-2 lead in the ball game.
And Eduardo Paredes, last year 18 games. So he comes out of Valera, Venezuela, 23-year-old. Actually, let's see, he turned 23 in March. So a little bit of major league experience, and 3 pitches, pretty good fastball. Actually, a little bit maybe harder than Ramirez, a 94 with a slider and a changeup.
Like Sosha giving folks a little rest here at the end. Kinsler's come out of the ball game, and Ryan Shrimp, who just was called up today, come on to play at second base. Danny Valencia and a ground ball that'll go to the middle and a base hit. Cozart diving for it, could not get to it, so Valencia leads off the 9th with a single. 1 for 3 and a walk. And Marte's over there at first base now, came on to pinch hit. So it's third in a row. Valbuena, Cozart, Shrimp, and Marte in the infield.
Danny Valencia says, I'm glad Simmons left. Ball got into center field, got myself a base hit.
Here is Mike Trumbo. That'll go to right field for a base hit. Calhoun will play it back in.
Wow. 9th inning, it's magic out here in Anaheim. That's where they got all their hits last night. All 3 and 2 hits, 2 runs.
Better if you're not down 10-2.
No, well, that's. But what you like to do, and what you'd like to bottle that swing right there.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, a laser into right.
Chris Davis would like to do that to left. Chris has the base hit. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. The pitch by Perez is going to be outside for a ball. Orioles have 7 hits in the ball game, 2 runs on 7 hits. Morris worked an inning, gave up a couple of walks and a run. Delivery lifted, and that's exactly what he does. Young will come over to get it. Run will come to the plate. Throw will come to the cutoff man, and an RBI. So Danny Valencia crosses with the Orioles' 3rd run, and Chris Davis RBI single.
Well, again, what is the path of the bat? And we've seen a couple of balls hit the left field. Watch this. What's being inside, stayed inside it, not around it. Oh, what a swing. I know it's 10-2 now, 10-3, but I mean, look at this. Where's the bat head? I know where the bat head is. Boom. And we have not seen that swing very often. So 102 miles per hour to the opposite field.
7th RBI picked up by Chris Davis. And Santander will come on as the pinch hitter for Caleb Joseph.
This is number 25, Anthony Santander.
If the Orioles keep this ball game going, they'll go to their backup catcher, who was in the collision last night. A long way to go to get there. Santander will take it away. Date closing in for the Orioles and Santander, May 12th. That's when he will have played 44 days into the season. Met the requirements on the time the Orioles have to keep the Rule 5 pick. And will they keep it? Swing and a miss on it. Santander, I think, felt some of the pressure of that as he's hitting just .205. A home run, 4 RBIs, 190 right-handed, 211 left-handed. Nobody really knows the answer to will he stay till the time comes. So many things change so rapidly. Swing and a miss, pretty good fastball down and in.
Well, he had 50 at bats higher than A-ball. So you keep him in the big leagues. You know, last year it was kind of tempered by the fact that he had the shoulder operation, which is why you got him out of the Cleveland organization. So I think you have to say, okay, do we have anybody better in the minor leagues? And I would hope, I'm hoping the answer is yes, and then let him go get some at bats, because he can do, you know, he's a switch hitter. He looks like he's a good defensive player. He, you know, for a young player, really impressed. But Buck Showalter by coming to spring training in tip-top shape. You know, he throws well, so he can do a lot of things, but he has to get his at-bats.
Yeah. Playing a regular right field because of his defensive improvement. But now you got Mark Trumbo back. You got Pedro Alvarez, who you want his bat in the lineup. Somebody's got to play right. Somebody else got a DH. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and will just miss. So he works the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And a little extra there at 95, and Mike Scioscia usually has the poker face. Not the last 2 innings, the way the back end of their bullpens pitch.
Brady's called up before the game last night from AAA, and he's going to walk it. So the Orioles load the bases up, and Jace Peterson is going to be the pinch hitter after a visit to the mound.
Charles Nagy a couple of trips to the mound. He didn't want to make the last couple of innings. 10-1 is now 10-3. Bases are loaded. You get a base hit, could be 10-5, and all of a sudden you start getting very close to where you're getting guys up you don't want to have to get up. And it looks like they're going to get some activity in the bullpen now.
So Paredes with a walk keeps the Orioles' hopes alive. Jim Johnson, former Oriole, and Alvarez both getting up in the bullpen. 3 singles and a walk here in the 9th inning. And here is Peterson. Peterson had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. Sacks full. Pitch is going to miss. Relievers struggling to throw strikes here. Ramirez did, who came on for the starter Haney, getting 3 strikeouts with Morris and Perez. Both struggling here. That's going to be a base hit. It'll go into the right field corner. It'll score at least 2. Going into second base, Peterson. Ball gets away. It's going to score 3. He's headed to third. A bases loaded clearing triple. And the Orioles here in the 9th make it interesting. It is 10-6.
Yeah, and the 8th run's going to come to the plate. So again, I mean, the thing about Jace Peterson, he controls the strike zone. He looks for a fastball inside half, gets it, and then he's got good enough speed. Santander's going to come around and score, and he gets all the way to third base.
So the Orioles take advantage of the singles and the walk, and Mike Scioscia wants time for the bullpen. He will send his catcher Maldonado up. So Peterson delivers the triple, and the Orioles on their 9th hit now have equaled the Angels in the hit department. 1 left in mound visitations. This one is all about bullpen time, and Mike Scioscia clearly not happy with what's gone on here in the 8th, and now especially here in the 9th inning. Jim Johnson appeared in the ball game last night for just a third of an inning.
And then Alvarez pitched what, an inning?
2/3.
Yeah, 2/3 of an inning. I think 1 pitch for Jim Johnson.
Trey Mancini, leadoff batter, rifles that one to center field deep, going back Young. Young racing, reaching, makes the catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly as Peterson will score, and Trey Mancini that close to getting one out of the ballpark. It is 10-7.
Yeah, I mean, he hits it right on the nose, right to the warning track. Scorches it. So now you're down by 3, and they get what they're looking for an out. Need 2 more.
Only 1 down, and Mike Scioscia is going to come out and make the change. So Jim Johnson will come on to try and finish this up, and will come on incredibly in a save situation.
50 save seasons for the Orioles, goes to Oakland, then Atlanta, where he had 22 saves last year. So he comes over to the Angels, righties, only at 176, lefties at 320, and it looks like they're going to pinch hit with Pedro Alvarez. He's been able to keep the ball in the ballpark in limited innings. So there is Chase Peterson with a 3 RBI triple.
Mancini so close on that sac fly to picking up a couple of RBIs, but didn't. Pedro Alvarez will be the pinch hitter for Gentry. Jim Johnson has not had a save opportunity this year. The former Oriole works here with 1 down, nobody on. 9th inning, Orioles picking up 5 runs on 4 hits and a third of an inning against Paredes. Down the line, headed into foul territory, and no chance. Into the seats with Upton giving chase. So Alvarez will come back. Andrew Alvarez has had the hot bat, long balls. See whether or not he can get that done. At this point, just get on. The Orioles got to get a couple of base runners in order to keep this inning going.
Yeah, Jim Johnson, he talked about the 22 saves the year before. 20, big curveball to go, and there it is. Doesn't get the high call. Occasional, I mean occasional changeup. So
51 saves 2012, 50 saves 2013 with the Orioles, both league leading years. Over the top, foul back. Alvarez keying up on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Gary, the ability in those 2 years, at what we just saw there at 95, to make the ball sink like Zach Britton does. Even though Britton obviously left-handed. Phenomenal sinking fastballs with great velocity.
And that one's going to be taken down low. So Alvarez, Orioles get the middle of the order. Manny Machado and Adam Jones due up here in the 9th inning. Peterson with a big triple. Bases loaded. 3 RBIs on that one swing of the bat. 3-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to keep it alive. Base hit into left center field. So the Orioles get ever closer to getting the potential tying run to the plate here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, we always talk about it. Learned it early on, playing in instructional league. You need 27 outs with a lead, and the Angels are having trouble. They got number 25, but getting 26 and 27. And what a swing. We've seen Chris Davis go the other way. I mean, even the out, the Mancini rocket to deep right center field have been quality at bats.
So a runner on at first, and the Orioles now have out hit the Angels 10-9. Manny Machado, 2 RBIs. Fouls that one off and down on the right knee.
Adrian Beltre swing. Yeah, sinker down and in. He just airs it out.
Jim Johnson has had a save opportunity against the Orioles, a blown save. 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 innings. The O's against Johnson. Manny will take one inside. Maldonado running to get it, and that's a big get. The Angels trying to keep that double play in order on a ground ball. Manny had a sac fly RBI in the 1st inning. RBI and a ground ball out in the 8th inning. 0 for 3 officially at the plate here in the game. 1-1 delivery on the way. Johnson's pitch, a strike, late call. Manny didn't like it.
Yeah, low sinker, and he just thinks it's low. Maldonado, the Gold Glover, brings it back into the zone, and Manny just lets it go. Can't do anything about it.
Manny 0 for 2 times he has faced Johnson. Adam Jones on deck. Runner off first. 1-2 delivery on the way. Breaking ball fouled off. We started this inning. The score was 10-2 in favor of the Angels. First batter on, Valencia picked up a single, and Marte, who's playing at first, played behind him. And the unwritten rule of baseball, with a score like that in the 9th inning, you don't run. And he didn't.
No.
But the Orioles didn't need him to. But you're not doing that anymore.
Well, you get a man on and you get the tying run coming to the plate. That's
now Marte's over on the bag. Johnson overfires on that one. That'll miss down low.
Well, he'd love to throw a grounder, and of course Manny would love to get him to get the ball up in the zone a little bit.
Oh, Manny with a 2-ball, 2-strike count, 1 away. Johnson's delivery to him, and it'll be popped up and no play. You know, Mike Scioscia's over there and going, let's see, I took Simmons out of the game, I took Kinsler out of the game, Pujols I took out of the game, I took Trout out of the game. We had a 10-2 lead. I wanted to give my guys a little rest. Please, God. This will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. Machado working. Jim Johnson. Alvarez at first base. Delivery on the way. Manny will take a humongous rip. Fouls it back. Wow.
Well, if you're reading the swing, you cringe at this one, and you're hoping. I mean, look at this. This is up. He needs to pitch down in the zone, so it's good velocity, but what a wonderful swing.
Two ball, 2-strike count, 1 away. Jim Johnson got him on a breaking ball away. Manny trying to say either he foul tipped it or
I think he's just trying to hope that Ortiz would go along with him. I don't think he's even close. Kind of count at 2-2 where you can bounce a curveball, and it does. You see right here, he's saying I foul tipped it.
Good try.
Well, trying to sell it.
So there are 2 down, and that'll bring up Adam Jones. Orioles have battered around here in the 9th inning. Adams got an 0 for 4, a 1 for 8 in the 2 games. Pitch is there for a strike.
I take a look at Adam, and you know, again, 6 extra base hits, 8 RBIs. When it comes to hitting later, right now, he'd just love to get back on. Yesterday, tied it up, single off of Bedrosian. Get on base, and Valencia on deck.
Breaking ball, caught the corner. Adams 1 for 1. The only time he has faced former teammate Jim Johnson. Orioles a 5-run 9th inning. 10-7 Angels lead. 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball down low. He didn't go. Haney trying to get the win. The starter would be 1-1. Dylan Bundy would take the loss. He'd be 1-4. And Johnson looking for his first save of the year and his first chance. Adam will step out. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Adam will put it in the air, right center field. This is in the gap, but it will be hauled in by Calhoun. So the Orioles gave it a run here in the 9th inning as they pick up 5 runs, but too little, too late. And the Angels take it by a score of 10-7. They've won the first 2. Haney the winner, 1-1. Bundy the loser, 1-4. Jim Johnson picks up save 1 for 1 on the year. 10-7 Angels.